Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, literally, that's where we...
And their beer, too.
And their beer. Now that they sell beer.
We're up. So it's not one of those freezers that just collects crap that you never use?
I actually like
We go through, Suzanne's pretty good at it, man. If it's since, we don't have freezer burn shit.
That's good.
I had one go bad in our basement one day. I plugged it into a GFI deep freezer. Oh my God, the smell was unlike anything you ever
Did anybody see that avalanche?
I had some of my employees over to empty it out.
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
Oh, God, this is the video.
Really?
Why would he keep driving?
Probably the worst smell I've ever smelled.
This guy keeps driving toward
It
it.
was worse than
Look at it.
Holy shit, why doesn't he stop?
I know.
get out of the ditches.
He keeps driving.
There'd be dead people everywhere.
Now, I would not.
You get used to it.
That'll take his car right
You
off
get
the
used
road.
to the smell of napalm in the morning.
I hope he stops.
Ah!
Is most of that a cloud? Obviously, some of that snow cloud. He finally stopped and he's backing up. It was smart. You idiot. Yeah, like, man. Well, that's dust. I mean, not dust, snow dust. Wait. Tell me. Yeah, that's great.
Do you use your VR again?
Yes.
Let me know how long the battery lasts. I've yet to know.
Do you know what it turns on when you pick it up?
Doing any commercial jobs?
Mine turns on automatically.
Commercial.
I must go into a shutdown mode. I've noticed that, but
I've
I've always hit the button
I
and
do too.
then you hit this.
Yeah, I know. I turn it off, but it just like comes back on.
You trip the GFI on the outside with your saw or whatever, and then it kills the power in the garage.
That's what you guys talk about today.
So we've had to pay for
We have
freezer
a
loads
price
and meat
fixer
and stuff like
banner,
that before, because we
Because
took the
of the
GFI
GFIs.
outside
I know.
and it's wired to the garage,
GFIs.
and then the freezer in the garage.
GFIs are too touchy for refrigerators.
Yeah, well, people put their deep freezer on it, and they have it in the garage.
Never do that.
And then all of last
Mark, you
season's
better do it
elks
straight.
What's that?
You better do a straight outlet for your refrigerator, because if it's on a GFI, they're
No, I learned that lesson years ago.
That's what I'm
Never
talking about.
again, Jack.
good.
Yeah, I've had to pay for a couple freezer loads of meat because of that.
Well, they don't really allow you to put an unprotected outlet.
I didn't hear you.
Redo it.
All right, guys, hold on.
I've got a 20 amp.
Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
All right, I'm a bargain hunter. You got to listen to this. PriceFixerDenver.com. What makes them different? Well, if you're looking for a new furnace or a new air conditioner, they're going to give you 100% the lowest price out there. And guess what else they do? Transparent pricing. How about a contractor that has transparent pricing? They're going to tell you right on their website, PriceFixerDenver.com, or if you call them, you can get their phone number at PriceFixerDenver.com. They are truly, and I mean this, they are changing the way everybody is going to be buying new furnaces and air conditioners. They simply have the lowest pricing out there. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Take it from me, if you want the best price, the best service, on the #1 selling furnaces and ACs in the country, PriceFixerDenver.com. PriceFixerDenver.com. If I got to drill it through your head, I'll do it 100 times. PriceFixerDenver.com.
I'll have to make a new banner on that. I just got PriceFixer.com.
That's okay.
PriceFixer.Denver.
It should be, actually. I know.
Yeah, we asked
That's
people,
a long argument.
I tell them to run an extension cord underneath the garage door too, so we can have a couple different outlets. But, yeah, you can never.
Did you ask her to bring up my notebook? Oh, there it is. Thanks. Thank you. Daphne, I got to remember that. I know.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Today we're going to talk about anything you want, as we always do, because we solve problems. We take people's complaints, we answer questions, we get involved when we have to, and make your life a little easier if we can. 303-713-TALK is the number. Of course, we do have a number that works 24/7, which is 303-MARTINO. And if you're new to town, we have thousands of people coming to Denver. You know how you can tell? There's a traffic jam starting at 2 o'clock. every day, even weekends. 303-713-8255. I remember when we widened I-25 years ago, somebody said, we'll never need it. And now we need it again.
Do you remember when you used to drive on Sunday and there was hardly any traffic out?
Yes, yeah.
It's not like that anymore?
Well, anyway, I like the hustle bustle, and welcome to Denver. Welcome to Colorado. If you're new, tell people about the show. It's the only show you'll ever hear like it, and it's the longest running radio show in America with the same host currently on the air, 303-713-TALK, and we're happy to be here. We're here to help, so you call with your problems. Today we're talking roofing. You just heard Jay Bretz from Excel Roofing. We have Dave Petrali from Petrali Roofing in Colorado Springs. And we're going to talk about roofing if you want, if you have any questions. We always have questions, though, that we keep for our guests by email. And then you can ask anything. I know the biggest thing is people who have put in a claim, they wonder, when do I need to get my roof fixed? I already put in the claim. Okay, I already filed with insurance. Now, can I just keep that check for more than a year, hire a roofer, and still get my depreciation, get my recovered depreciation? Because here's how it works. I don't want to talk mumbo jumbo. When you have a roof get destroyed, most policies give you what's called actual cash value at the time, so you're paid the depreciated amount of the roof. Let's say it's a 20-year roof. It's 10 years old. You get half. Let's just say that. So now you get half the money.
Use the number, Tom. $10,000.
Yeah. And then when you replace it, you get the other 10. Sometimes you get 8,000 and 4. It depends on what the roof is at the time of the loss. Some insurance companies will actually pay you the whole claim up front. Some insurance companies pay the whole claim at the end. So here's the deal. They also want you to use your deductible. So how long do people have to, if they have already called their insurance company, can they keep that check and give it to you 2 or 3 years later?
You know what the biggest problem about when people hold on to a check?
They deposit it and spend it.
They spend it.
If they deposit it, that's good. But if they just hold on to it, it's
no, it's
void
stale
after
dated.
180
No,
days.
don't hold on to it. But let's say they deposit it. Can they get their roof done in 2 years, 2 years later, and still get the recovered depreciation, the second part of the check?
Very rarely will they be able to get that depreciation.
They only hold the
2 years
claim
later.
open, what? How long do they hold the claim open? Once you file, I think they hold it open only a year.
They hold
Dave,
it
you
open.
can just press the button if you want to talk.
If you file an extension with them, it's normally a year and a half type thing. But you have to let them know what's going on. If you just sit on that money and don't tell them anything, you're going to lose the depreciation.
Is that what you understand, Dave?
That's what I understand.
About a year.
Yeah.
Now, what about filing a claim? What if you never even called your insurance company? I think you only have a year from the date of loss.
That 1 year is also a good number for that as well. You need to let the insurance company know that something's going on. And if you were out of town and all of a sudden you come home and you see a bunch of roofs being done, you should call a roofer like Excel or Petrali and have them come out and do
before
an
your
inspection
insurance company.
Before you call the insurance.
Now, my belief is you don't accept a contract if the roofer says, I'll do whatever your insurance wants, because your insurance is not your advocate. Your roofer should be. So you should have a roofer who says, this is what you need.
Biggest complaint we get is what you just said. Even for members on the referral list, hopefully not these guys, but, hey, I called the roofer up and these guys want to come out and meet with my adjuster. Never do it.
Well, I don't believe in it. No, I don't. But like I said, people don't have to do it the way I believe it, just like money down. I don't think money down is automatically bad. I don't think it's bad. I think that you have to protect yourself when you put money down.
Bad.
It's
bad.
Well, I can't say that's bad for everyone. I can't, Jay. I can't. There are people who take money down. Now, here's what I say. Pay to protect yourself. Never, ever. I would never put half down. I would never put down even a third. But I pay when work begins, when materials are delivered, when custom materials are delivered and I can verify it, or if plans are begun.
Tom, you're right about all that, and you're on your game with that. What if somebody pays, let's say, half the money down, and the roofer installs the shingles wrong? What do you do then?
Well, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know.
If you pick the right roofer, he's going to make it right.
But,
correct. Yeah.
But
if they go out of business, you're screwed.
But if you want to make sure that you're bulletproof protected, if you don't pay any money,
of course, that's right. That would be ideal. 303-713-TALK.
How about, I got to ask Jay this, though. It's a good argument. How about custom windows, though? Literally, wouldn't you have to pay for those materials up front? I would expect that. On a roof, I would not expect
For
it.
sure. You're absolutely right about that, Mark, and I would be asking for money up front. And if somebody wants some crazy roofing product that's not readily available, it's special order only, and I have to pay the supply house money up front to get it going, I'm going to be looking for money up front on that deal.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. This hour is brought to you by Frank Duran. I can't help but think of him every day. He's handling a deal for me right now. And I am so weak at delegating because I always think I can do things better. But I just can't. I can't rival him. I can't touch him when it comes to scheduling, negotiating, marketing. I love having someone, an expert, you can just throw up your hands and say, take care of it.
How many people saw your listing?
Well, God.
75,000?
No,
100?
More.
Did you ever realize in your brain that you would have so many people take a virtual tour of something so quick? It's crazy.
303-920-1622. Now, let's talk. Robert, what's going on with you? Hello, Robert. Welcome. 303-713-TALK line's open. Robert, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
So this is about my mom. She had a furnace go down, had to have it replaced according to the company that came out.
What was that What's the name of that company?
It's Now Heating and Air.
It's called Now, okay.
And there was a technician that came out. He said she had a cracked heat exchanger.
That's the most common fraud. Now, I'm not saying they're doing fraud. I'm saying when they say cracked heat exchanger, it's usually, if we have a fraud, it usually involves a cracked heat exchanger. So go ahead.
Interesting. Didn't know that. So they came out, and instead of...
And you know why, by the way, just for people listening, the reason cracked heat exchangers are chosen is because it's the hardest thing to verify and the hardest thing to refute. So go ahead. All right.
So instead of repairing the furnace, they installed about $9,000 worth of furnace and air conditioner, thermostat, air purification
system. Right, new system. A new system. Right? For $9,000?
$9,000.
Not terrible. For AC and furnace, fully installed and upgraded to code.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the work was well
Good.
done.
All right.
Here's the concern. It's a 950 square foot condo. So we had your referral list recommendation, JM, come out and take a look at it.
You mean to take a second look?
Yeah, to take a second look, exactly. We did that yesterday, and Jason told us that it was way oversized. It was
oversized, not overpriced, oversized?
Both, actually. They put a bottom of the barrel type of unit in called Goodman.
Mm-hmm. Well, Amana's not bottom of the barrel.
No, that's what Jason said.
Well, hold on. Amana, what is it? It's a two-stage Amana.
It's a two-stage Amana.
Is it 80? Oh, it's 80%. Okay. And
80%.
16. Yeah. Okay. So listen. Here's the deal. When it comes to pricing, by the way, it's really difficult to judge. I know obviously there's pricing, and then there's pricing, and then there's pricing. And here's the deal with pricing. It reminds me of the old joke. I just bought a dozen eggs, and what you pay, $9. Oh my God! I would have sold you those eggs for 75 cents. Okay, I'll buy some. Well, I'm all out. It's like people can talk about pricing all day long, but unless they are willing to step up and actually do it. So here's the deal. If it's oversized, that's a totally bad thing, because oversizing, you're going to waste as much money as you do undersizing.
Yeah, that's what Jason said. He
said
that,
what
we're oversized in both the furnace as well as the air. The furnace is about 50% oversized, and the air is about 100%.
This is terrible.
Oversized.
This is terrible. So what are they going to do about it, this Now company?
Nothing. They said they obtained the proper signatures. Now,
they did what they said.
They did.
They said what they did, and you signed everything. I mean, but if it's wrong, that's terrible. I mean, they should own up to their expertise. Are they saying it's not wrong and that Jason is wrong? What are they saying?
They're saying that they're not wrong, that they sized it proproperly. But
well, let's get another opinion.
Okay, I would love to, but here's a bigger thing, Tom.
Yeah.
Is, my mom, she's 96.
Yeah.
Okay? She's got dementia. She's legally blind.
Well, are you saying she wasn't? If you're going for, Are you going to say she wasn't competent? Because if you go for incompetency, you open up a whole can of worms. A lot of people like incompetency when it comes to getting out of contracts, but they don't understand what it does to the rest of their lives. So you got to think really hard on that. Because
and I'm not. I'm saying that I think that they came in with some high-pressure sales tactics.
Oh, probably.
And, you know, she didn't sign anything prior to the work being done. They started work. They got signatures after.
But she did sign. So what are we saying? Are we saying she did not know what she was doing?
Yep.
Well, then go for incompetency. Sue them. And say, you took advantage of a woman who had dementia and is incompetent. They're going to do it. You're going to have to pay for an analysis of your mom, and then you have to be a guardian. Because once incompetent, always incompetent. You're not going to be able to get her in and out of competency to get out of contracts.
You know, the oversizing is definitely an issue if that's true, but this pricing isn't.
No,
this isn't that outrageous.
It isn't. Unfortunately, it is not outrageous.
Here's you know, the thing on the pricing I would say is, according to Jason, they did not have to replace the AC. They you know.
Well, you know, all of that, I don't know. Do you have the old units? How do we know?
We don't.
Yeah, that's the problem. How does Jason know? I mean, I like Jason. They're good people, but how do we know? How do we know what was done? I don't even know if there was a cracked heat exchanger.
Yeah.
And you don't either.
We don't know. We're taking it on Now's, you know, notes.
How's Now's reviews and stuff? I've not heard of them.
We've had a complaint or two. I haven't looked at them.
All right, here's what I suggest you do. I suggest you go after them for competency.
How come you didn't help your mom in the first place?
What do you mean by that?
We were not around.
Oh.
We were...
Well, I mean, she's 96. She has dementia. I mean, that's why.
Yeah. Why didn't she get declared incompetent before this?
It was not as bad. It is, you know, pretty bad now. She's actually staying with us, has been here since Christmas.
Robert, see if they'll make an adjustment in the price, or sue them for an adjustment in small claims court, or go all out on getting your mother analyzed. Seriously, because as far as this contract goes, there's not much we can do. I mean, there really isn't. Now, if it's oversized, then now Heating and Air, we should call them and say, do you have a comment on oversizing it? You know what they're going to say? We didn't oversize it. So you're going to have to either sue for the overpricing because of the size, not they sold you something you didn't need, or you're going to have to go for your mom's incompetency, or both.
That furnace and air, they're only 9 years old.
How big did he say the house was?
She probably didn't even need
950 square feet.
How big was the house?
950.
She probably didn't need it.
There's no way they put this in a 950. That would be crazy.
It did.
Don't you think it would be reasonable to ask now to go out there and just swap them out? Say,
900.
you know what? You oversized it. Okay, no harm, no foul. Go put in the correct unit.
Yeah, but it's way overpriced.
Watch this.
So, but 9 years old for an air conditioner, especially, that's
Not old at all.
no.
I don't think it had a cracked heat exchanger.
20 seconds, revitalize house 60.
So, who's gonna call now? Because I don't think it. To ask them if they have that furnace, we'd like to have the heat exchanger checked. Free of charge. Hold on.
That furnace is gone. I just wanted to know for
Sears or the 16 Sears.
I don't know what a heat
Okay, I'm
exchanger
doing a
is.
commercial.
Try tenders, chicken breast, or a crispy kernel sandwich and a $5 fill-up with all the favorites. KFC.
950 square feet.
True story. I ran into a guy who says, I'm on BioT, and I love it. BioT is testosterone treatment along with estrogen if you need it, or also a thyroid for men and women. Revitalize Health has BioT. They also have other age-defying medicine and treatments like the thread lift for just a few $100s for areas of your face, and it also stimulates your own collagen. They do fillers as well. Juvederm and Botox is not a filler, but they do Botox. They do other things. Give them a call if you're interested. They're good people. 3 brothers started this clinic to optimize hormones and make people feel youthful. TheHormoneBros.com is what I call them. They're at 470 in Ken Carroll. TheHormoneBros.com. Worth the drive if you're not near there, because you know you don't need these treatments very often. 720-361-2302. TheHormoneBros.com.
2019 is here.
I want to see what Sears
It's what-
says.
So the fire goes into these things, but 9 minutes air blows over.
What are you talking about? Oh, for
Is
the...
that air conditioner also?
Yeah, so therefore, if there's a crack in the heat
13
exchanger, the fumes, or the carbon monoxide
Gas
goes into the
furnace,
house.
13 Sierra.
So like
The air
all
that's
the way
blowing
over
all
it.
permits, all
Yeah.
everything.
What-
So the air that
what,
blows over it is contaminated
efficiency is
into
this?
the house.
This is 80.
So, and you were
This
saying,
one's
how do you know
80.
if it's cracked?
Well,
I
it's
didn't
very,
realize
very
it's so
difficult,
folded.
unfortunately, because some of them only crack, only expose
Can you
the crack
believe
when
that,
it's
though?
hot. So it looks like
No,
it's cracked.
they did a
When it gets hot,
fucking-
it opens up.
the
Now,
pricing.
I loved gas testing, but
I
they
did.
don't
I
do it that
told
much.
the
That's
exact
where
same thing.
you
But
put a,
16
you enter
buttons.
into the chamber.
It's almost like
into
they
the
had
heat
one
exchanger.
laying around or something.
This is
13.
The heat exchanger is a
Puts an
sealed
oil
unit, and you enter gas that, and if gas comes out through registers or into the house, a colored smoke.
We got to start doing that every
And
Monday.
so if you see the smoke coming
Oh,
through,
I
it's
agree.
going out of the heat
That is
exchanger.
really good shit.
To me, I always thought that was an infallible test. Why wouldn't you do that? Now, some people use sniffers. They'll go up to a heat register and say, uh-oh, you got monoxide coming out. But those sniffers sniff so many different gases, you can turn them up to make noise on your breath.
Hell, you could fart on it and it'll go off.
The virtual phone system for
Which is the scam for selling a new furnace.
Excuse me.
So gas sniffers,
13 Sear is what it should have had, by the way.
And how many SEER is it?
yeah, but it's BTUs.
60.
Yeah, but BTU is what, SEER is efficiency. BTU is
It
what
should
you
have-
go by.
Let me
It's
look.
16 and it should have a 13.
40,000.
Yeah, but you're going
40,000 BTU.
And how many BTU did they get?
He's got the receipt, I don't know. Probably 60.
I think the rule of thumb is, let's see, how many thousands, there's so many thousands
When I
BTU.
have my brother take me places,
per 1,000
he's always like,
feet.
we have to get there early, so I can smoke a cigarette
That's smart.
before we go
That's a
inside.
very small
Okay, I'm a little sister.
Where are those stops of cigarettes?
Oh, hey, Steve, hey, we're still looking at that background, but I'm on the air right now. I'll get back to you
Why don't you have fix it
afterwards, but I don't
24/7?
think there was any issue, man. I saw the car do it from years ago.
Do a
Now
quote.
that we're talking about it,
How much you
Yeah, I mean, every,
like a
And
well,
that
yeah, I
would
think-
make, you
I'll
could,
bet you they wouldn't be cheaper.
you could tell now.
yeah, I got
We
it.
want you to go
I'll get back to
swap.
you either today or tomorrow, okay? I saw that
Well,
last
maybe
week.
they would for a piece of crap they would.
For,
They don't
for the
sell crap.
lesser size unit though, you're saying that they're,
Lesser size, lesser efficiency, yeah.
the lesser size unit should have been cheaper, call it, I don't know, $1,000, 2,000, whatever.
I was like, no, I don't need
And then, that's what I think, tell them now, you guys should go swap out this furnace and AC for the proper size and give them a rebate too.
JUUL.com.
They're going to say,
This product contains nicotine.
It is not
Nicotine is an
oversized.
addictive chemical.
I don't know how you determine that.
It's not
Well,
pretty
there's
black
a
and
size.
white, this is the square footage
well,
of the
there's a
house.
heat now. There's a heat loss.
You know what an oversized one can do sometimes? Freeze up.
Well,
Make the house
air,
too hot?
The air. The furnace will cycle too fast. It'll just. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So we got Robert is saying his mom, 96, bought a furnace from Now, an 80% efficiency for $9,000 for a heating and air.
Here's the bigger question I have. Did she even need it? Her old system was only 9 years old. I'll bet, except where's the old unit now? I'll bet it wasn't cracked to begin with. That's my hunch. It just doesn't seem like a 9-year-old furnace is going to crack. The heat exchanger is going to crack. Newer heat exchangers damn near never crack. And when they crack, I mean, it's even hard to know when they do crack because they are only apparent many times under extreme heat. And you have to do a test and a visual after you take it out. By that time, the labor is such that I say to my people on the referral list, if you do it and visually inspect it afterward, and it turns out not to be cracked, you need to do something. And they all do. The good ones do. They've purchased people free furnaces because they took out the heat exchanger after removal and said, uh-oh, we made a mistake. Now, Glenn's got a comment on this case. Go ahead, Glenn. What's your comment?
I got two things I can help you with a little. Might
Good.
help in the future too.
Good.
So sizing in Colorado.
Yes, help
and
us.
It's subjective to the age of the house, of course. If you got something out of the 50s, you might need 50 BTU a foot. But for sizing, you know, new places, 16, 18 BTU out of the furnace per foot. So you deduct for your loss on efficiency, and then you go.
So
25,
16.
35.
You're talking 16 BTU per foot.
On a brand new place. On a
Well,
older place,
she's got a
like,
1,000. She's got a 1,000 square foot. If I can just get this.
Yeah, so probably 25, 35 BTU a foot, depending on the quality of construction, would be adequate. But then the ductwork factors in too. If the duct's undersized, you got to go smaller and run.
So she should have a 15,000 BTU. What's the smallest furnace they make?
40. 40
Okay.
with a two-stage gets you about 20,000 out of the furnace.
Okay. Oh, I see.
80%.
So they put in, how many BTU did they put in, Mark? They put in a 24,000 BTU. So it's not that over. So what do you think? A 16 SEER, 24,000 BTU. What do you think that turns out to?
That's the air. That's the air. That's 2 tons. That's
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
watt.
It is. Hold on. Let me see the furnace. I don't know what the furnace is.
Yeah, the furnace is probably like a 60, and if it's two-stage, it runs the intermediate or the lower stage probably at about 45 or 50,000.
Yeah, way too much.
Yeah, so it's a bit big, and that's probably not good for it. But the Amana is the other thing I wanted to talk about. They're good. They're good.
They're not bad. No, they're not. They're definitely not bottom of the line.
No, there's 2 of them, though. There's a builder's grade that's called Amana Distinction. It's got a black tag, and that is a Goodman, and that's a builder's grade, and they're different. But the
This is a 2-stage variable speed motor. I don't think this is the bottom of the line.
Well, even in the Goodman, it's not quite the same. The Amanas have a 99-year heat exchanger warranty. They'll replace the furnace if it cracks because it cannot crack, is the simple, short version.
Yeah, this has 6-year limited warranty and a 12-year limited on the air.
Yeah, that's probably from the installer.
On the air. Anyway, here's the deal.
Yep.
She probably was overpriced, and probably not. I don't think she needed it to begin with.
What did he say on price, that guy?
He didn't say.
Yeah, I don't know if it's overpriced, though. That's the one thing I just don't know. I mean,
you mean
it's definitely overpriced.
Because she didn't need the size, is what I mean.
Big time.
But he's going to have to do what I said. He's going to have to go for incompetency, and then he's going to have to sue them for what he believes is overpricing for the sizing, not for the pricing. Veronica, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Veronica?
I'm having an issue. I'm being sued in a civil suit from my Expert Exteriors because I won't give them the second check from the insurance company.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like giving that second check because they found a place for it in their bank account, but not everyone. Some people have good reason. So
I haven't even cashed it.
You have to tell me, well, I hope you didn't keep it too long. How old is that check?
I had Travelers replace it.
Okay, so Veronica, the first check was how much?
$8,072.
Okay, on this $8,072, did you pay it to them?
No, because they did not finish their work.
Wait, so the first check they didn't get either?
No, the first check they got, it was $20,000.
Oh, that's what I asked. So $20,000 was given to them up front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much of the job did they do?
I'd say about 70%. The mortgage company has had an inspector come out 3 times now.
Yeah.
And they're not passing it.
All right. So $20,000 was paid to this company, and they want the other $8,000.
Correct.
And you don't want to pay it because they have corrections to make.
Right.
Okay. So what do they say about making the corrections?
Nothing. They sued me.
Wait, so
they never answered. Like,
did they ever get a final inspection from the county?
For the roof they did, but not for anything else.
How much work did you have them do? The roof and what else?
The roof, the gutters, the siding, the soffit.
What is the problem right now? It's not with the roof because it passed. Where's the problem?
The problem is with the siding and all the things around the windows, and some of the windows
What are things around the window?
They're like frames, and they're not put in correctly. There are gaps.
So windows, siding, and what else? What other problems?
Soffit, the gutters. They didn't extend the gutters so that the water goes away from the foundation.
Okay, so these problems were noted, and they refused to address them.
Yes.
And how much would it cost to fix these problems?
I don't know. I've gotten two estimates. One was 12,000.
Oh.
And that was because they were just coming up to the door.
What was the other one?
The other one was 14,000.
This is to just fix the deficiencies.
Yeah, because what they would have to do is rewrap the house, is what they said, because of the way they.
What do you mean rewrap it? Did they do all new siding?
Yes, they had to. This was done from, I don't know if you remember that hailstorm.
I find this hard to believe that you had all new siding and windows and roof for $28,000 claim.
It was not the front of the house, it was the back of the house.
Okay, good. Okay, now I understand. Now I understand. How much is your deductible?
$500.
You only have a $500 deductible on a home?
I've always had that since I was.
And who's your carrier?
Travelers.
Oh, you said that. How long have you had Travelers?
On and off for the since the late 80s.
What do you mean on and off? What does that mean?
Well, sometimes I change it if I find health insurance somewhere else.
Well, $500 with Travelers, you're way overpaying for insurance. But if you don't care, I don't care. So here's the deal. What you need to do is figure out why this company is not responding. And they are suing you. Do you have a court date?
Finally.
Huh?
Finally, I think.
Well, that's good. Actually, that's good, Veronica. You can show a list of deficiencies from the building department and your mortgage company and go to court and just say, Your Honor, we're not paying because it's going to cost more than the balance to fix their deficiencies. They breached my contract. I mean, you better get representation. But, Veronica, this is what court is about. They're saying they're done and you owe them the money. And you're saying, hell no, I don't owe you the money because you didn't finish the job. Now, we can call them and maybe we can get through to them. What's the name of this company?
Expert Exteriors.
Expert Exteriors. And you've brought this up before. They don't even address it.
They don't address it.
And here's what they're probably going to say to us. It's going to court. Let the judge decide. But I don't mind calling him. We'll ask, do you, she doesn't mind paying. So long as you fix the deficiencies. I think that's reasonable.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
Tom, 1 minute, bright light 30 spot, 1 minute.
She needs to have some kind of independent inspector go out and list everything that's absolutely wrong.
And she's better get a lawyer.
Not just what other contractors are saying, and then have contractors go off the inspector's list and say this is what it's going to cost to fix every item. Because I bet you anything that Expert Exteriors is going to say the whole house doesn't need to be redone. That's wrong.
Yeah, and I don't believe those guys that come to the door necessarily.
So yeah, exactly. So I don't know. There's the independent roof inspectors, but I don't know about any independent siding inspectors. They could make a list for her and tell her exactly what's wrong and what's not.
Didn't she get that estimate for
yeah, but those guys have a dog in the fight.
But the question is are they listing the same scope of work to be done?
Yeah,
they did stuff like they covered up the doorbell. So she knows the door you have it. She didn't tell them.
For card members, just sign up online.
It would seem that it's the same.
I'm Tom Martino for Bright Light Chiropractic, University and County Line. If you're looking for a chiropractor that actually does chiropractic adjustments, you will love Dr. Mike Hederscheit. I urge you to call him. I am tired of the polluting of the chiropractic industry. I love to have purists who do chiropractic adjustments, digital x-rays, and thermal scans to find out the root of the problem and then to go after it. It's not fake therapy that most chiropractors have gone to. This is the real deal. BrightenYourFamily.com. Here's something better. Make your own appointment. BrightLightDenver.com.
She's probably got guys coming to her door and she says, I've got these problems, and they don't want to screw around with fixing just the little problems. They're just saying the whole thing needs to be redone.
Yeah.
And who knows if she's showing them the insurance adjustment and the full scope and all that kind of stuff. Who knows?
Well, it should be, but if it was me, I would just get estimates from different people and see if the scopes match. And then you don't have to pay anything for any inspector or anything.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction. So many people, when they go and have to fix other people's mistakes, they want to start over because they don't want to just start flashing that siding. They're saying,
I don't necessarily do that, but what I would do is I would charge them the extra, what it's going to cost me to fix somebody else's mistake.
But sometimes, here's what people think. If I try to fix this and complete it, I'm going to be stuck with all the warranty.
That's right. You inherit the problem. And so they say, well, if I'm going to inherit the problem, I have to do the whole thing.
That's right.
That's why I say if she gets an independent inspector that lists all of the different items and says, okay, the wrap around the window needs to be done, but the whole face, the whole side of the building doesn't.
I know it, man.
Because if she goes to court, I don't think those other estimates she's got from contractors are going to stand up. I don't think so, but if she's got a report from an independent inspector, that will. You know what? It might cost her $500 or something, but you know, what else are you going to do?
You're right. That sounds right.
Well, and then she can get estimates. She can give the scope to somebody and say, here's what needs to be done. Give me a price to do this. And if she can attach a price to each item that needs to be fixed, and then she comes up and she says, okay, it's $5,000, $8,000, whatever it is, then she's got she's got firm ground to stand on. But otherwise, it's just going to be like he said. It's going to be two contractors bickering about what should be done and what shouldn't.
23andme.com and learn how your genes can impact your health and more.
Contractors can definitely have a difference of opinion on what needs to be done.
I don't know anybody that just does siding inspections.
At 23andme.com/explore. Order your 23andMe Health Plus Ancestry.
But for me, it's a lot of it's based on what liability am I taking in getting this done.
Well, if somebody calls me up and says, I've got a contractor that's done crappy work, and we're going to go to court, and I need you to give me an estimate what it's going to take to fix everything, I won't get involved in that deal. Not until she's got an independent person that has listed everything that needs to be done. And I'll certainly give her a price for that.
Right.
But otherwise, do you feel like you're qualified to be an expert witness and go to court? And you got time to do that anyway?
We can charge for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on what the court says as an expert witness.
For sure. And that's why if she gets an independent inspector, he doesn't have any kind of agenda at all. He just says this is what's right and this is what's wrong.
303-386-5919.
I know it's more of a hassle, right? Getting other people involved, but I don't know what else you're going to do.
How can service fire extinguishers or a first aid cabinet make your employees more prepared? How can comfortable work apparel make your business more productive? For over 1 million customers, the answer is simple. Cintas.
I don't even know if a home inspector is qualified to do that or not.
Because to help them keep businesses well equipped,
I see home
inspectors.
that's our business. All right! Fix Cintas and get ready for the workday.
I see stucco inspections here.
30K House.
A general contractor.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Excel Roofing with us in the house, and Petrolli Roofing from Colorado Springs, and we are talking about your problems, questions, and complaints. So Veronica had a company come out, Expert Exteriors. She said they are owed $8,000 by contract. However, there are many deficiencies in her job that'll take more than that to fix. So what does she do? Jay had excellent advice. So basically lay it out. Veronica, really the ball has to be in your court right now because you're going to have to arm yourself. We can help negotiate once you arm yourself. What do you suggest, Jay? You had good advice. Go ahead.
I think that Veronica needs to get an independent siding inspector out there that's qualified to tell her exactly what's done correct and what's incorrect.
Right.
And then as soon as she has a written report saying these items need to be fixed, then she can get contractors out there that can give her bids specifically to fix those items.
Because if you go to court with them, they're going to just say everything's great, and you have to have evidence. And you know, we can negotiate with them, but if we call them right now empty-handed, they're simply going to say it's in perfect shape. You know, you owe them money. So we need to give you some ammunition. K&H.
That's what I was going to say.
K&H Home Solutions. You know, they are great. They can do it. And what they can do K&H Home Solutions, they sell siding, they install siding. They can give it a look probably. You got to call them. Now, you know, I don't know if there's a charge for this inspection, detailed inspection and report. And if there is, you have to do it. But you must do that first before we can actually go and attack this company, because they're simply going to say everything is perfect. 303-713-TALK. John's got an update on State Farm. I'm not sure what the original call was about. Go ahead, John.
My roof got hailed out on my house.
Yeah.
It's an old house, 100 years old, and State Farm.
Well, the roof's not 100 years old, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
I hope they don't make roofs like that.
Okay. So what happened?
I got a new roof put on last summer. I have full replacement homeowners insurance. I was expecting State Farm to pay for the whole thing.
Well, if you have replacement, that's what's supposed to happen.
Well, they paid for everything, and again, they did a really good job with most of this, but they did not pay for the decking. It required $3,000 worth of decking, and
now, if the decking, I'm just going to tell you why. If the decking was hurt by hail, they'll pay for it. If the decking is rotted out, they often will reject it because it's not a warranty. They're not going to warranty your house. They're not going to fix your house because it's old.
Okay, that's...
if it was a code upgrade,
I appreciate that.
If it was a code upgrade, they would pay for it if you had code upgrade coverage. But seriously, it's kind of, John, it's serious. Let's put it this way. Let's say you had a car, it was rotted out. You get into an accident, and the quarter panel has to be replaced. They go to put a quarter panel on, and they notice your frame is rotted. They're not going, your insurance company's not going to buy you a new frame. They're going to tell you that we'll pay for the quarter panel and we'll do all of that, but we're not buying the frame. It was worn out. It wasn't destroyed by the accident.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now, it depends on your coverage. I would like, call Compass Insurance Group and ask them about it. Would you, Suzanne, ask somebody to come on? Yes.
Tom, I do know this about State Farm.
You must have run across this.
We run across this all the time.
All right, so what happens when you run across it?
Specifically, State Farm is very picky, and I think they've been scammed a lot of times when roofers say, hey, you need new decking, and you really didn't.
Okay, but if you did find bad decking, not destroyed by storm?
But what State Farm wants to do, they want to go out and do a pre-inspection, and if in that pre-inspection they find out that the house needs new decking because of the gaps in the old planks.
You mean before coverage?
Before the construction is done, so they can go and look inside of the attic.
Before they replace the roof.
That's right. They can see those gaps inside of the attic.
But I'm asking you, when you come across a roof that is old because of old age, and the roof is destroyed by hail, but the decking is old, what does insurance do?
That's a great example. Say there was a leak around the chimney and it caused the wood to deteriorate over time. Oftentimes, State Farm is not going to pay for that because they're going to say the wood was just bad.
Well, actually, I think you get more coverage if it was leaking than if you... Well, I'm talking about old. A roof deck that is old, and it's just old, and it's weak, and it's wearing out. What have you seen insurance companies do? Will they replace the deck under the claim?
Some will pay for it, some won't.
Why will some pay?
Because I guess the coverage of that insurance says, in order to put a new roof on, you have to do new decking, so we're going to pay for it. Other people...
What about you, Dave? Dave Petrolli. What about you? What do you find?
Well, I don't know what you mean by old.
Old.
I've never...
60 years old, 70, 100 years old, a roof.
The question is it a nailable deck?
Okay.
That's the question.
If it's not, and you need a new...
If it's not, then
will the insurance company pay for the deck just because it's been on that house so long? Let's say moisture has come up through the attic, and it's rotted it out.
It depends if, like you said, if it's a code upgradable policy or not.
I find this is difficult, John, without knowing what policy you have. That's why we're calling Compass to find out. Compass Insurance Group. It's a good question. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
You know what's becoming more of an issue? Is plywood can only have so many repeated nailings through it before it's no good. And there's a lot of areas out in Aurora by Chambers Road, they use 3/8 decking. I mean, that stuff's like a trampoline when you walk on it. You put 4 or 5 repeated nailings through it, that stuff just starts to, I mean, it's ready to fall through. So in that case, you have to do new decking in order to do the roof.
Is the code ½ inch? Is that what it should be?
It should be ½ inch, 7/16 is what it is, which is
Some of the
slightly.
time, you don't know that's the case or not until you take the roof off.
That's right.
You can't tell that.
Especially if there's multiple layers of roofing on, it acts like a big old Band-Aid, and you can't even tell how bad that roof decking is.
Sometimes you can see it, the sway.
Look at that text I sent you.
But other times you can't.
Can you put decking on deckings if it is like that and stuff? Okay.
And that's really strong. And these old planks that have the spaces between them, you put new decking on that.
Fix It 24/7. They'll come to your home and find any problem for just $39. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. Just $39. If they find, well, they will find the problem. They're going to present you with a written estimate on fixing it. And if you decide to have the work done, you will not be charged the $39. So you get to predict the cost. It's $39, or you decide to get it fixed from a great company. Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
So you'd recommend if you did have
another one, got
apps or
Another
whatever,
one, got
just put decking over that, not tear it off.
It'd be a disaster turning it off.
And rather telling you when the mic's on or not, when you hear this
You're
stop,
right, it would be.
just guys, Dan, I don't want to have to say quiet every time. When you hear this go off, though, you just know.
Season 2. This is Monster.
When you hear that.
Listen and follow on the iHeartRadio app.
Let's talk about crackerjack mudjacking. What the heck is mudjacking? It's where you take concrete and sand, and it's made the slurry. They call it mud, and they pump it to lift concrete to repair it. Concrete can be repaired, and they can get into tight places. They can lift basement floors. They can repair cracks. They can repair even heaves by lifting another part. Crackerjack mudjacking, 60,000 jobs under their belt, 20 years in business, 303-410-7787, 410-7787, crackerjackmudjacking.com.
When do you want to spot that burglar? When he's casing your home
So,
after he's in.
decking is still up in the air. I mean, I didn't think she's getting caught this.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Or Shannon.
I wish I could give you a more direct answer, but the best answer you can do is...
What's the best company to deal with when it comes to that kind of shit?
Decking? You know, the legacy companies are pretty good. The Hartford, and you know who's the absolute best is Chubb. You get Chubb, it's just like ching ching. But you know what, State Farm is pretty good about paying for decking. They normally are. But you got to get pre-approval. If you don't get pre-approval, the adjusters just think you're lying to them.
I remember I was mad one time, and now I understand it completely. I was buying a house, and they said, for us to insure, you have to replace the roof. And I said, what? What about my neighbors? They you know, they get a new roof if it's destroyed. And they said, yeah, but they've been insured a while. And in order for us to insure, you must replace it. And I guess that's okay. I mean, think about their perspective. Why should we buy you a new roof?
Well, that's what the insurance company should do. They should pre-inspect every residence before they insure it. But they don't. And then people call up and say, well, I had some damage to my roof. Well, not always. But then when there's minimal damage or something like that, the people call the insurance and say, the insurance company says, well, the roof was crap in the first place. Well, they shouldn't have been accepting the premium on it.
You can't go back and do that, right? Once you insure it, you can't say, well, your roof
But
was
then,
crap.
let's say, 2 years later, you get a small hailstorm, and the insurance company comes out, and they say, well, you've had a little bit of damage, but it's not enough to replace the roof, but your roof was crap anyway, so you need to replace the roof in order to continue.
Living stem cell therapy.
And that's what happens with the door knockers. The door knockers, they encourage people to call the insurance company, and then the insurance company will come out and say, well, your roof is crap, and you need a new one.
More at their website, avoidsurgerytoday.com. Don't accept any chiropractic clinics or medical clinics or amniotic fluid or of cord issues. It is not living stem
They
cells.
give you 90
You will
days
not
to
get
replace the
living
roof.
stem
You
cells
haven't had one of those
unless they
deals where
are
people have to
extracted
replace the
at
roof
the
out of
time
pocket
of the
to keep
treatment.
coverage?
I can't
Have you heard of
emphasize
that?
that enough. People
Have you heard of
are
that, Mark?
wasting money
They
all over the metro area
you have
on
to
lying, cheating
redo your
ripoffs.
roof
If you're
you want
looking
to
for
keep that
true
insurance.
living
Sometimes they
stem
just drive
cell
around
therapy,
and look and
Centeno
see, oh,
shows,
that's a
and
wood
ask
roof,
about
we
their
don't want to
weekly
insure that
seminars,
anymore.
303
And then they
963
cancel the policy.
9201.
I don't think they have time to do that.
AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
I don't think
303
they have time.
963
Just drive
9201.
around and look.
963 9201.
Yeah, they just drive by.
AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
They don't want to.
We had drive-bys down at my house, but it's because we're in the woods.
Healthy choices. When buying chicken from Redbird Farms, you're making the healthy choice.
I've never heard of a drive-by like
What real
that.
chicken
I've heard
tastes
they
like.
come out and
Visit
inspect.
RedbirdFarms.com
I've
or
never
visit
heard of a
King's
drive-by.
Safeway or City Market.
Who scheduled a meeting for me with Dan Lopez? Did
Want to
you?
take next week off? How about next month?
I mean, and
Online
a
Trading
client?
Academy can help. Hi, this is Dave Logan. Take control
Who
of
is
your
it? Who's the
finances
client?
with Online Trading Academy.
Okay.
It's time to make your money.
Jay,
work
I hear
for
that
free.
sold
It's what I
three
call
all
Always
this
Long
long
Shot.
shot.
Teach
So
you
she's
how.
got a rough.
Interested?
And
Take
it's
the
very
ball.
most of them are
It's
smoking marijuana.
It's a Online Trading Academy.
3D
The
shit
only
ball.
educator
So they gave her so much.
That product is literally a ball, and the ball explodes
And
in a fire. What's the fire?
She gets super rough.
It's kind of cool. You can buy them all day long. Fire
Yeah,
extinguisher
people
balls.
do that.
I never knew they
Yeah,
existed. So give me an application.
You
Put it
take,
in your kitchen.
let's say it's
You put it in your barn, and there's a grease fire, and I throw it at. Actually, not a bad idea for your barn. No sprinkler system. Put those in there. If it catches on fire, Mark, it'll put it out. It's a really good product. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have our roofers in today, one from Denver metro area, and I guess he goes north and south too, XL Roofing. And then we have Dave Petrali Roofing, the Pikes Peak region. Jeremy from Compass Insurance Group, we had a question come up. Jeremy, okay, so you're doing a roof. You're a roofer. The roof's bad. You take off the roof. You find the decking is rotting. Maybe they had, you know, it's an old house, and maybe they had moisture in the attic. Maybe they had, over time, just, I don't know, condensation, whatever it is. It's bad decking. It has to be replaced. In John's case, they're saying to him, we're not replacing that because that wasn't damaged by hail. What do most companies do? Do you know, Jeremy?
Yeah, so in that case, as long as there's coverage of what caused the damage, they should still cover it, and it could potentially be a separate deductible.
Okay, so if it was like water damage from leaking, are leaks covered?
It depends on the policy, and it depends on what they're looking for. Is it being sudden and accidental? So it can, you know, like a seepage isn't always going to be covered.
Okay.
There are certain companies that cover it.
Give me an example where a rotting deck would be covered.
Rotting deck could be covered if there was an issue with the roof, and we could see that the source of the water was rain, and it got in. It's repeatedly sudden and accidental, right? So you don't have a continuous stream.
Right.
Like
So like
broken,
if
like
the wind
flashing
took the
around,
shingles off.
flashing around a chimney.
Exactly, right. Whereas like a broken pipe in a house or just like a leaking pipe, that's not accident, that's not sudden. It's continuous over a long time. That's seepage, which a lot of policies aren't going to cover. In a roofing situation, it's not continuous. It's only happening when it rains.
John, what was the source of your decking going bad, John?
Tom, I apologize for the miscommunication, but my house was so old, it did not have any decking. It had the slat.
Oh, now I know you're not going to get it. Oh, wait, code upgrade maybe. I don't know. Wouldn't that be
That'd be code upgrade, right? If that's what the code or the city is now requiring.
By the way, John, it wasn't miscommunication, but the topic's good anyway because decking comes up a lot. But this one is even better because now you have an older house with slats, and to me, decking is part of the. Or are you allowed to put over slats? Do you have to put down decking? What is it? What's code?
So what's John's talking about so everybody understands? He's got 1x8 planks, and they might have a 1/4 or 1/2 inch gap between them.
Yeah.
The roofing manufacturers and the inspectors are saying there can't be any gaps in the roof decking because the nails will go in there.
So you have to put decking on.
So you have to do decking. Most insurance companies will pay for the decking in this case because you cannot put a new roof on according to code without doing the decking.
So it's a code upgrade. And Jeremy, do most policies have code upgrade?
Yeah, most do. It's pretty especially in Colorado. It's pretty common.
So, John, it's a code upgrade. How did you present it? Why did they say they're not covering it?
This is something along the lines of a loophole, or there's another term that I needed to purchase some kind of an additional something.
Which is code upgrade.
Right.
John, ask this question and this question alone. Do I have code upgrade?
I will do that.
And then call us back, okay, and we'll figure it out. Thank you, Jeremy. Compass Insurance Group, they're good people, and they're experts at, the insurance checkup. Remember that? And everyone should get insurance checkups, especially that woman with a $500 deductible, and she's been with the same company for years. 303-996-9000. Okay, let's talk. Jeff, what is happening? Jeff.
Hey, how are you, Tom?
Good, man. What's going on with your roof?
I got a hail damage like everyone else in southern Colorado.
Yes.
And, the first question I think I know the answer to. My insurance company came by and looked at it and said, here you go, this is how much money we're going to pay you, and they sent me one check.
Okay, so did they say that was payment in full or just the first check?
Just the first check.
Okay, how much?
Like $4,500.
And what did they say you will get when you replace your roof?
I don't remember the exact total. I have to check with them again. But my question is, by cashing this first check, do I agree to their number? Or is there still room for negotiation there?
First of all, unless you sign some kind of settlement or your policy says you're settled, then I would say you're not. But that I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
that's kind of like legal advice. And what I would say is this. I would say that in most of the cases we've seen, when people get their first check, they're not obligated to take whatever that guy did because the second check is yet to be issued and further damage could be discovered. For example, we've had plenty of people in your situation who call a public adjuster and they find out not just the roof, but they got all kinds of additional problems. And just
my next question. Yeah.
Just to make this clear, when you have, if you're going to deal with a public adjuster, they're great people, most of them. Like any other industry, there's good and bad. But if you deal with a public adjuster, you will deal with existing damage that you've already been settled on and additional. If a public adjuster wants to come in after you've already been offered a settlement and take part of that, I would not hire them. I would only hire them if they take a portion of the additional monies, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you've already gotten a settlement amount. So you have to figure out how much more is on the table. If they recover it, they deserve some kind of a commission. We have more coming up. Stick around if you have more questions.
2019 is here, and rates are still in the low fours. Denver's
You guys don't mind dealing public adjusters, do you?
Not at all.
Why would they? They find more.
Not at all. No, but that guy, he should just get a couple bids, and if the bids equal what his insurance company paid, boom, he's there. But if the bids are higher than what the insurance allowed, then he should talk to the insurance. We always write people, not always, but we'll write people an Xactimate report. Do you know what that is?
Yeah,
That's what the
and most
insurance
everyone
companies use.
So it's, but Xactimate is exact for what you put in it. But if an adjuster doesn't put it in, it won't figure.
That's right, and that's usually why they're low.
Yeah, so they go around and see broken seals on windows. They're not going to necessarily put that down.
When labor's so hard to find right now, does Xactimate know how to correct itself that in Colorado it's the labor's higher?
They're run by this outfit out of Salt Lake, and the thing that really where we got caught in the pinch, and he'll nod to this one, is they did 4 material increases last year, and Xactimate did not automatically raise their prices as soon as the material went up. There's this lag time. And so that's all of a sudden, we're stuck in the pinch. Because the insurance companies aren't going to up their price.
Because they're going off of Xactimate.
Sometimes if Xactimate has gone up, say the claim was 6 months ago, and Xactimate did increase, you can go back to the insurance and say, hey, there's an price increase, and we would like to get the updated pricing. Sometimes they'll do it. Sometimes they'll say, you're screwed. You got to just go off the old price. Take it or leave it.
When they say the price, though, how does Xactimate know how much Jay Bretz pays for
They
whatever
supposedly
product.
do regional surveys of a lot of contractors and find out what the going rate is.
But you being a pretty large roofer might be buying it less than Joe Blow working out of his garage.
Yeah,
Or is it really close?
You got to understand, Xactimate's biggest customer is the insurance companies. The insurance companies don't want to have to automatically pay more.
What I'm saying is, does ABC sell to you for the exact prices that they sell to Dave and the exact price they sell to Joe Blow?
Him and I probably get similar pricing, but you go in and you want to buy shingles for cash, you're going to probably pay 10% more.
Okay.
There's been renewed concern.
But most accounts, people that use them all the time are going to be all close.
But Xactimate is cool because 15 years ago, there was no standard. There was none. State Farm was the closest you could get to like a pricing standard. Other than that, all the insurance companies, they just paid whatever. Xactimate, because of their existence and because of this software, they've set a standard in the industry of what everybody should be paying, which is good.
Does that Eagle Eye back end into it?
So Eagle View will. You can get an Eagle View and drop it directly into Xactimate. And so here's the thing though, if you go out there and you do the adjuster's work for them, you've got an Eagle View, you've got an Xactimate that's money, you send, it's correct, you send that to the insurance adjuster, a lot of times, say they paid somebody $8,000 for a roof and they should have been paying $10,000, you send them an Xactimate report with an Eagle View and you show them exactly why they should be paying $10,000, most of the time they're going to approve it right away.
They won't even argue.
And the other thing about that decking, State Farm, I'm telling you, they got screwed around so many times. I'm sure roofers were just lying to them, sending them some pictures saying, yeah, this house needs decking, and it was probably pictures from another house. And they were scamming. This is what I think. I have no way to prove it, but I think a lot of roofers were probably scamming the decking thing. So now State Farm says, we're not going to pay decking unless we come out and we do an inspection.
Yeah, but I thought all insurance companies come out and do an inspection. Or
Not necessarily.
Don't you have to tear the shingles off first?
Yeah, well, you could look up through the attic to see if there's gaps between the wood.
So you can tell if it's the old
But a lot of roofers, you're right, they don't do a pre-inspection. They tear the old roof off and they say, holy shit, we got a new decking, so they take a couple pictures and then they just roll with the job. You have to.
Generally, when they need decking, what are you seeing?
Gaps between the planks.
That's it.
So call now.
Well, I've had to put on decking, it's because I've had to put it on, it's not because gaps between the planks. It's because we're using 4x8 sheets of plywood, and that stuff is all bowed. And it's bowed because it's been nailed, and because they use thin plywood in the beginning. So it has to be code upgradable or nailable. And that's
And the whole thing with the nails is literally when you're in the attic so you don't hit your head? Is that the only purpose?
No.
No purpose.
No,
Is what? Did you say? So you put your head into those fucking nails in your attic.
the nails are supposed to penetrate through the decking, have to go into the decking at least 3/4 of an inch or penetrate through it.
Okay.
So the code basically says that nail's supposed to pop through. That's what it says. But like Dave's saying, if you've got the crappy 3/8 decking from the late 70s or 80s, and you've had 4 or 5 roofing,
There's nothing left of it.
The owner does business.
You're lucky to be able to walk on it without falling.
Can you put decking over that decking?
Yeah, that's what Dan was saying. That makes it really strong. The strongest is when you put decking on top of the old planks.
Those slats.
Yeah, the planks that are like 60, 70, 80 years old, you put decking on top of that, that is strong as hell. You can park a car up.
Really? A heavy car?
Yep.
Big car? Suburban?
How do you find the rafters to nail into? Do you have a stuff finder that goes that deep?
No, you just find the line.
You're supposed to just find whether they're on 16s. Some of the old ones, like in the 80s, they're putting them on 24s, 24-inch centers, and you just hammer a nail in and find the rafter, and then find the joist. But a lot of times, if you're nailing into that planking, you probably don't even have to find a 2x4 to make it really secure. You should. I mean, you're supposed to by code. But if you just put the nails into the planks, that deck is under.
Do you got a crew that could walk into Highlands Ranch, 2,000 square foot ranch, and knock a roof out in one day, start to finish? Is that even possible?
Sometimes. Sometimes. You know, when things are not so busy, then you tend to have bigger crews. When things are super busy, then it's like the guys, you know, you lose them on a weekly basis.
But that's also the summertime, I mean, like daylight.
Yeah, I've had armies like that of like 10, 12 guys, and I have homeowners that are mad. They're like, the job was too fast.
Well, you're like, well, there was 20 people out there.
You must have done a crappy job.
Well, when they got people bring lights up there at night, then you gotta kind of.
I made that mistake with Excel Services. I made that exact mistake. They came out, they cleaned the whole house in 3 hours. I said, how the fuck do you clean 6,000 square feet in 3 hours? There's fucking 3 of them. There was 3 maids. That's how they did it. But I thought the same thing. I'm going, that's impossible. How can you do that? But that's how they did it. They had 3 people.
You ever had anybody complain you did the job too quick?
I sense those people when I slow down.
Hey guys, let's walk it back a little.
I don't know how you do that.
It's lunch. It's lunch.
Not everybody can do that.
Oye, amigos, ustedes es muy rápido. No sé si es más despacio. They're going to be like, what?
I have done by myself a 27 square roof.
By yourself?
By myself. That's
how long did it take? After it's all stocked.
No, I had to stock it, but I had to lift the truck. I didn't have to tear it off. But I used to do 15, 16 squares a day average in Bakersfield.
Just you?
Just
me.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, and I'm here to help you. Yes, if you call us, 303-713-TALK, there's a good chance we can do something, at least get the word out. We got all kinds of problems, questions, and complaints we deal with on a daily basis. We love helping people. That's one of the things we do. We love doing it, and I want to help you. So all you have to do is call, okay? Now you can call 24/7 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, or you can call when we're on the air, 713-TALK, 303-713-8255. But if you call 303-MARTINO and leave a message, we'll get back to you.
You know, one of the quickest ways, too, is Troubleshooter.com or referrallist.com.
And hit contact us.
And hit contact us. If we're live on chat, you can hit us, or email us if we're not.
And you can chat with us on Facebook as well. We're live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Welcome. We're talking roofing today, but anything else you want. We always have, you know, some guest in on a daily basis from the referral list, but that doesn't mean we ever limit our conversations. We'll take as many calls, of course, as you want on any topic. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. You know, people don't think about the garage doors until they don't work. It's one of those things, man. And when it doesn't work, you really have a problem, especially if the spring breaks. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. You know, Chappie's been with me for years. He owns this, Chris Chapman, and he's got several locations, and he just does it the right way. That's why he grows so quickly. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Let's talk. Frankie, what's going on with you, Frankie?
Hi there.
Hey.
I'd love to use people on your referral list.
Thank you so much for trusting us.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
I felt the higher standards that they must rise to.
They really do, and they really do.
And I felt there's an extra level of protection also.
So what did you find?
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to David Petrelli, who's come to my rescue up here. I called it before because after calling like 20 roofers, I needed somebody. Either they would refuse to come here, or they wanted a bunch of money up front, or they didn't know or have the resources to actually fix the issues I have with this old cabinet and need some carpentry work. And David not only agreed to come here, and he's really busy, so he didn't really want to come here. But
now, where are you that people don't?
I'm up in Cripple Creek.
Oh.
And he agreed to reasonable payment terms, and he was able to connect with a skilled carpenter who will fix some of these issues so that they can roof properly.
Oh, good.
And he's willing to answer the questions my insurance company has, so I can hopefully get a little more coverage. And I know it's going to look fantastic, and I can send photos when it's done because I know it's going to look so much better. And so I wanted to thank you for your referral list.
Good,
and
thank you,
David.
David Petrelli.
In advance.
Thank you, Frankie. Do you know the job? Do you know the job she's talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Up on Cripple Creek. So how far do you go?
We'll go a couple of hours from
Pueblo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
Pueblo, right?
Yeah.
That's right in your market.
Yeah.
Because you're based in the Springs.
Correct.
Okay, so you'll go east, west, south. And how far north?
I've done as far as Fort Collins.
Oh, you really have come up into Denver?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had one caller that that had a problem
about
a year ago in Denver. We did a roof.
Do you do, but routinely, how far?
Routinely,
Monument? Colorado Springs? I mean,
yeah,
Castle Rock?
routinely it's Colorado Springs, Monument.
Ever Castle Rock?
Occasionally.
Okay. 303-713-TALK is our number, and we do have lines open. You can get right through. Thank you, Frankie. Mike, what's going on, Mike?
I have an acquaintance down in Pueblo. I'm actually a remodeler, and I ran into her trying to give her a job, but she's been having electrical trouble for a long time, and I had her pull her main right out of the box, and the meter's still running.
What? What? She turned her main off?
Yeah, she turned the main off, and the meter's still going. Her electric bills with Black Hills are running $1,000 to $1,200 a month, and have been for quite a while.
How big is their unit?
It's just a little normal, probably 1,250 square foot house.
Wait a minute. How do you pull the main? The main is no, I understand.
Breaker out of the.
No, I know that, but so the meter goes on the service line between the pole, so to speak, and the box. So when you turn it off, that meter should not be feeding more. What's sucking the power?
I talked to a good, solid friend of mine who's an electrician up in Broomfield, had been for years, and he right away said, well, there's something wrong in the line. It's leaching into the ground. He said, I've seen that before.
Really? How much is leaking?
It's obviously a lot of her bills.
$1,200 a month. No, she has some electrical use. It's not all leakage.
Yeah, no, it's not
all
leakage.
So what I want to know is, that's what I mean. How much is it running when she turns everything off?
She said she sees no difference. She actually had Black Hills come out and check the meter.
Okay, what did they say?
They said it wasn't their meter, is basically all they told her.
What do you mean, not their meter?
She said it wasn't their meter that was the problem.
Okay, well, it probably isn't. I mean, the meters don't leak. They don't leak.
Well, I know some of those digital meters, we've seen that before, too, where they are kind of funky, some of the meters.
If you turn the main off in the house, so what happens?
That's what he's doing.
It's still clicking around?
Yes. So her panel is leaking. I mean, where else would it be leaking? It doesn't backfeed. Backfeed isn't registered.
Exactly. And I told her, well, call the Public Utilities Commission, because I told her.
No, she had no. Mike, you're all wrong, man. Public Utilities. This is not their problem. What I'm saying is, electricity comes one way. If she was producing electricity, it doesn't automatically go through that meter. There is nothing they're doing wrong. It is sucking down into her home somewhere, and I don't know how it goes past a break. I don't know. You turn the switch off. It shouldn't go past there. But if it's leaking through ground, there has to be another connection somewhere. But I suspect, here's what I don't understand. If it's truly a clean break from the main, and her meter is running, where would it run to? It's not running through that break into her house. It's not even running through the meter. I mean, obviously, they have to know there's a problem.
Yeah, Franco told me that, and problems in the line between the meter and the box, and it reaches into the ground.
Between the meter and the box is her problem.
After the meter, yeah.
That's her problem. That's what I'm saying. It's her problem.
Exactly, and that's what I told her. Had somebody come out, trench it, put a new line in, then Black Hills will come out, shut it off, and hook it up.
Right, that's exactly right.
She told Black Hills people that, and they told her she couldn't touch that line. Something about it being a blue line.
Well, she has to be able to fix it.
Well, exactly.
How about find, fix, or free?
It's going on for quite a while.
Where's Black Hills? Look, is this the Springs? Where is she?
She is west of Pueblo, I think, around Avondale, just out.
American Electricians on our referral list.
Yeah, but listen, they have to deal with the foothills. They have to deal with them. They must have come across this before. There is a bad service line after the meter. Between the meter and the switch, there's a leak. It has to be there. There's no other place it could be. Because if it was behind the meter would not run. Because it doesn't run backwards. So it would have to be running. So it has to be the meter to the switch. And that line is her responsibility. So what do they mean she can't touch it? It's her.
I don't know. I told her, I said, the 800 people
You know what?
Park it, somebody will come and trench it, and they said she can't touch it.
Well,
That's
did
why
they say, okay, did they say they would do it?
No.
Okay,
They
Mike,
set her up on a payment plan.
Mike,
so.
I don't believe you, okay? I'm not saying you're lying. I don't believe you heard what you heard. You're misinterpreting. It's impossible. Right now, if Dan calls Black Hills and says, if there is a bad line between the meter and the main cutoff switch, Mike is telling us that Black Hill's stance is no one can replace it, not even them, and for all the wasted electricity, they must enter a payment plan. That is what you're telling me, and I refuse to believe it. I want you to present that, Dan. There is a leak. There is a bad line. No, we're not getting into any other issue between the meter and the switch. There is a bad line that is leaking to ground. Therefore, even when the home is disconnected, it is consuming electricity. Do you understand that? But Mike is saying that Black Hills will say to us, well, that's just the way it is. You have to pay for it and go on a payment plan because we're not going to fix it and we're not going to allow you to fix it. That's your stance, right, Mike? That's what they told you.
That's what I was told.
Okay, sure. Okay. Give us a name, Suzanne, of who we talked to at Black Hills. This fictitious person, because I can't believe anyone would be that stupid. Black Hills Electric, or Black Hills, whatever they are. Yep. Oh, your electricity is leaking? Well, we understand, but that's just the way it is. Sorry, you got to pay for it. I believe they don't think it's leaking. How about that? That's what I think. I think it's not leaking. That's what I think. I think she didn't turn it off properly and did not look at the meter. Did you verify it, Mike? Were you there when she did it? Were you there when she turned off her power?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. I'm betting it's not leaking. Because leaking to ground to that extent, sorry. She said she hardly saw a difference. Now, come on.
$1,200 a month, though. I mean, what the hell is she running out of that house if it's not leaking? Or you think it's all phony baloney?
I don't know.
The one thing that I just wanted to confirm, it is for sure a single-family house and not multifamily. There's no way that it could be swapped over to a different unit.
That would be crazy. If he tells us it's a fourplex.
Is it a single-family home, sir?
Yes.
Okay, good. So hold on, because we need information from you, because Dan's going to make a call. 303-713-TALK.
I refuse Black Hills is going to say that. If they say that, they're the dumbest fucking people I've ever met.
That would mean they've got a bad line, and they want to get it fixed.
It's not their line.
Not if it's after the meter.
After the meter,
if it's after the meter, it's the house.
If they come and check the meter, she should have just said, okay, shut it off and watch the meter still go.
Yeah, but who knows?
That's my whole point.
It doesn't make sense.
And then if you turn on more power in the house, does it go faster?
Well, that I imagine it happens. I mean,
well, then it's not to the, then it's a breaker's not shutting off.
No, what? Oh, you mean with the breaker off, you can't turn anything on.
Right, but I'm saying if it's leaking and stuff, if it's
it doesn't leak past a switch. It can't leak past.
Hopefully not.
Well, how could it leak past?
Is the breaker shorted?
I have two switches.
No, you'd still, if the breaker was shorted, there'd be a problem right there at the panel. You wouldn't get electricity in the house.
Well, I mean, if the breaker's not shutting off, or maybe not shorted is not the right thing.
No, he doesn't mean shorted. He means that when you break it, it's not breaking. But first of all,
like your old barn, didn't you have a whole different box and a whole different run, but same meter?
Probably. Yeah, you run a salt panel off the main meter.
I had a transformer, though, I think. I didn't have a transformer, I think. Here's the deal. Whatever it is,
Tom, 1 minute, K&H 60 spot.
if it's leaking past you, if it's from the meter to the switch, that's what you have to think about. There's a bad line. But what Dan is saying is you turn off the main, will stuff still work in the house? Well, okay, that would be a good experiment.
You mean a bad breaker, a bad main breaker?
Which doesn't turn off. I mean, that's a good point.
But you would still see your lights on and shit.
Yeah, I know.
But still,
but maybe she did it during the day and didn't check inside the house.
$1,000 electric bill.
Maybe she just sat there.
Find fixture free.
20 seconds, K&H.
Yeah, they're not going there.
West Pueblo?
I'm away right now.
They're not going there.
I wouldn't go
Maybe.
there. I don't like Pueblo. I had some lady complain I don't like Pueblo.
Tell Mark Pueblo's nice. Okay, I got to do a spot.
No, I love Pueblo. Pueblo's like.
Who am I doing?
Pueblo.
Try it free at grasshopper.com.
K&H Home Solutions. They're doing free triple pane upgrades with their windows if you buy windows. Now, triple pane is the best of the best, and K&H, even their double pane, it's a wonderful window, but you can get the extra layer around the entire house. That's a whole lot of pane. All you have to do is ask for the free triple pane upgrade. They also have Everlast siding. We've heard siding calls today, you know, because we have our people here, and when it comes to siding, they have durable, energy efficient, beautiful, custom fit siding, and it's called Everlast. Everlast has a lifetime of durability. Call K&H for all your exterior solutions, 303-421-7100, or go online. You can make your own appointment at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com, 303-421-7100.
Your credit score preventing you from buying a home. Maybe it's stopping you from refinancing to a better rate. Hey guys, and I'm here to tell you there is more to more.
You should come play racquetball with us,
So
man.
if you've been denied a loan based on credit score alone,
It is the best cardio because you stop and go and stop. It reminds me on the treadmill where you run for like 2 minutes and you walk for a
No,
minute.
that's fine, except that at my age, cardio has less significance. Realize a whole bunch, because if I haven't,
It's also good for moving around.
No, that's good. That would be good. Stretching and muscle building in the 60s is primary. I mean, cardio's good, but it's not. It won't extend my life. It won't do anything. It really won't do anything.
Yeah, but if you had no cardio, it would.
Well,
But
yeah,
you
my
do
whole
have
life. You mean, of course. I mean, you wouldn't want to go your cardio.
Just your workout, though.
Cardio's
Cardio.
important. Cardio's important for endurance.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
when
whoa.
you're younger.
When you lift weights, I would argue that's
No, no.
just as much cardio.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I mean, it's not 40 minutes or an hour like when you're younger. That cardio builds endurance.
If you lift weights, you can do that. What is it? A plyometric workout, or it is cardio.
I do that.
Because
I do that.
you just keep hammering and
No, I
hammering.
do it.
If you see those guys.
But it's not the same as like a cycle
Or running.
I know, but you know those guys that they're just like weight room rats. They lift for a minute and then they like to hang out for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
There's nothing cardio about that.
No, that's all
No.
muscle. And steroids.
I switch between free weights and machines, and I get like a circuit.
Here's
like, boom, boom, boom.
here's the rub though, the serious rub is scientifically cardio doesn't extend your life. Cardio improves the quality of your life and the endurance, your breathing and your everything.
So you can do more, basically.
Yes, of course.
Want
yes,
the Viking?
it's important. It's important. It's important.
I won't
But
wear
it
those
gets less
shorts.
important
You
as
can't
you
get
go.
me in those shorts.
Wait, what does Tom say? The helmet looks like a dildo?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we have new callers. We have and we have one line open, 303-713-TALK. Black Hills. She has a comment. Carol, what is your comment on Black Hills? They can't be that stupid, can they?
Well, I don't know. They don't have a stellar reputation in southern Colorado. They've had a lot of problems, especially in the Pueblo area. And even things connected with solar and
by the way, our guy, Bob, at Integrity Electric on our referral list at referrallist.com says no such thing as an electrical leak. Now, I don't know if there is or isn't, but something's leaching the power apparently. But, Bob, I would love for you to call back Integrity Electric if you could tell us. So, Carol, have you had issues with Black Hills?
Some of my neighbors that have installed solar panels, and they're not wanting to, it was supposed to save you a lot of money, and then, of course, the service, the upcharge, they up the service charge, I should say. But the other thing is, anybody with a house that small, with that kind of an electric bill, in this climate, what we would have is an investigation by the police department because they would think that they were growing weed. Seriously. So that would arouse suspicion.
Or a neighbor's growing weed and tapping into their electrical.
It could be somebody needs to get curious enough about this.
You're right. I think someone is probably tapping.
Very curious.
Yes, somebody's probably tapping into her line.
I knew a guy that tapped into his neighbor's cable and watched free cable for about 5 years.
Really?
Yep.
Who?
Can you do
I'm
that?
not going to say.
No.
I've never heard of that.
How do you tap into cable?
Well, you simply put a splitter on there. This is back when cable was analog, of course. You put a splitter and you run it right back into the back of your TV.
Wow. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay, we have Jay Brett's with us, Dave Petralli. We're talking roofing and really insurance claims if you want, but also anything else on your mind. If you have a problem, question, or complaint.
How about when power leaks from a capacitor? Wouldn't that be a leakage?
But what capacitor? What are you talking about? I mean, a capacitor.
Like a diode, for that matter.
Well, no, I mean, okay, but it has to be connected. First of all, capacitors would do the opposite. They wouldn't leach power. They would add power. But, well, when they're being charged, I guess they would
leak power.
But they would absorb. The leakage, first of all, leakage is usage. We say leak. It's not leak. It's usage. It's a completed circuit. So we have to think in terms of a completed circuit. So we need our guy who just called and said there is no electrical leak. How can it leak? And I think I know what he means. You can't just have an open ground and have power leaking into the ground. There has to be a completed circuit somewhere for some reason. Why her meter would run after her turn-off is turned off, her master switch, is there is something tapped into that line. And I think that woman could have hit it. I mean, there's probably a lot of dope growers up there. Who knows?
Can you imagine, like, plugging in your Tesla or something on your neighbor's dime, and they have no idea?
How would you tap in? Is it overhead or is it underground? If it's underground, I mean, they would take a lot to tap into a line without someone knowing.
I've seen it. I read an article a number of years ago, and I'm looking it up right now, Tom. There was an Asian gang, and what they would do is they would get these houses, and they would dig through the basement, and they would find the power line and tap into the power line to do illegal marijuana grows. They would. I read a big article about it one time in Westward. But yep.
Hey, and the lady was in Pueblo.
But the thing about leaching power is it shows up. I mean, it's going to show up on a bill.
And it is.
I think where you really can get into trouble is if you do it before a meter.
Exactly. That's
now
what
no one finds out.
And that is one sketchy deal. Tapping into a hotline.
If a meter isn't recording it, it's not being used. There's no way to know if electricity is being used.
Wouldn't there be, like in a cul-de-sac, wouldn't there be a main meter that then breaks down to all the homes?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
No audit trail?
I don't know, actually. I don't. I don't know the way the grids are set out. I mean, maybe they have one at the station, a meter, but I don't know. Because they have to come and set a meter, and they set a meter after you're connected. They set that meter, which completes it. But I'm wondering, and the temporary meter has to be set. So that meter is very important because there would be no way to know unless, like Mark said, they have some master meter somewhere to say, hey, you know, we have 100,000 customers, but we're showing 110,000. I don't know. I mean, it's a mystery. But we do know that, according to our electrician, there can't be just a leak. So I wish... Suzanne, can you call him? Because he doesn't have to hold. Can he just talk to us? I'd like to know what he's talking about. 303-713-8255. Okay, what about somebody wants to know betterment quickly? Betterment on a roof. Have you had clients pay for better roofing on top of the insurance claim?
Absolutely, all the time. Say somebody doesn't have the money for a Class 4 roof within their claim, but they want to get a Class 4 roof, a roof that's hail resistant that they'll get an insurance discount on. They can pay the upgrade. Usually it's maybe $1,000. If they have a $10,000 claim, they pay an extra $1,000, $11,000 gets them a Class 4 roof. So that would be betterment, and yes, we do see people do that quite often.
All right. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. We sometimes get a lull in the phones for no reason. And also, I wanted to ask you if any of you have seen the commercial.
Call GAT.
What's that? For Juul, J-U-U-L, right? You know the Juuls? Now, the companies claim they are not targeting kids. Oh. So I saw a bubblegum flavor, and I'm wondering, now give me a frickin' break. They're not targeting kids.
They're totally targeting kids.
Kool-Aid,
I was talking to
bubble
Henry about
gum.
this the other day, and he said in class some of the kids are doing it, and the teacher made a comment one day. I smell perfume. Is somebody wearing a lot of perfume? And it wasn't. Some kid was doing their Juul thing in the middle of class.
And they say they sell these starter kits. And if you look at the designs, they look like little cartoons. I mean, tell me it's not targeting kids. I can't believe. Do they think we're idiots? Do they think we are frickin' idiots?
I think they're more addictive than cigarettes as well.
But when they say we're not targeting kids, that's the part that
lying.
I find shocking. And they say, warning, this is, you know, of course that makes it all the more attractive is when they say, warning, you know, this is addictive or this contains nicotine. We have more coming up.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Krista Kafer evenings at 6, KHOW, Denver.
This report is sponsored by Boost Mobile. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
No major problems in the Denver area on the highways at this time. The big traffic story is in the high country. I-70 remains closed between Herman Gulch and the Eisenhower Tunnel. Pretty much if you're traveling west on I-70, you're going to be turned around at Georgetown. So if you're traveling into the mountains, you might want to just postpone your plans for now. Also, there's intermittent closures of Berthoud Pass, Highway 6 and Clear Creek Canyon.
I switched over already, Dan. Foothills. Black Hills. I tried Foothills. They says this is Foothills. We don't do electric. Can't on.
Right now, we have partly cloudy skies in Denver and 26. With your traffic
They said anything after the meters a whole
With the money you save by switching to Boost Mobile, you'll have more freedom to spend your hard-earned tax return on other stuff.
Then they want the account. See, this thing here, the guy's getting 30.
Okay. We had Dr. Kent Lawson in, and we got so much follow-up email, so I just want to remind you about this system. It's both for adults and children, but the adult one is more aggressive. People wear mouthpieces to widen their palate, which straightens their teeth. And it also aligns their jaw and does away with TMJ and sleep apneas. This is called the new orthodontics, and it's for adults at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Then they use Invisalign braces at the end to straighten their teeth. It takes 2 years. That's right, complete beautiful smile and not the expense, not even close to the expense of cosmetic dentistry or regular orthodontics. 303-690-0100, 303-690-0100. Now the system for children takes longer and sometimes your children will never need braces. You should call about that. Here's another number for that. It's called NEO, New Early Orthodontics. 303-690-0400.
Now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper.
Yeah, Black Hills said anything after the meters, the homeowners,
But they can. Okay. All right. Fine. Thank you.
That was a waste of
Thank
call,
you.
really.
Thank you.
Of course it was.
Something a little more buttoned up, courtesy of
You might as well ask them, then, hey, if I use electricity,
I know. Why did
do I
this
have to
guy?
pay for it?
Okay. Do you have the guy that was calling about that problem to intervene with? Yeah, I'd love to get
Hey, my
that guy.
ceiling fan doesn't work, and the fucking electric company won't let me fix it.
But it's just...
You did. Why would you even call on something so stupid? What did they say? Hey, hold on, we've got a fucking live one.
They wanted me to give the address and take their account.
23 victims. Holy shit.
Oh, that was bad. That was a couple days ago, man. They said it looked like they took a it looked like God took a shovel and just scraped it along the damn
trailer houses.
Were they all trailers again?
Oh, of course.
And then it's
Nothing. Look at them. Nothing left.
Trailer house parks attract tornadoes.
Well,
it's just like a magnet.
No, it's a vortex. It's not a magnet. That would be silly.
No. A mile wide.
It's crazy. That's like what do they call that? An F fucking 4? F5?
They said an F4. 107 wind speeds up to 170.
It just smashes, man.
They said in that area.
Why wouldn't they have a storm shelter out there?
They said the houses don't have basements.
Well, same with Oklahoma, but people build them.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There is more to more.
So Jay, I heard you talking about that Asian game.
Yeah.
We don't see nationality here. We just see people.
How do you know they were Asian?
So Google says, man. So Google's saying, you're right.
We don't see color here.
I didn't say Oriental.
You don't see rubs.
We don't see rubs.
No, I heard about this thing, they were buying crack houses, and they would tunnel from the basement, and they'd find the
Pardon
power.
me, Tom? We have a referral list number, an electrician on, okay? He wasn't listening to the show because he's on vacation, and I couldn't explain it to him.
Who'd you get?
Mark Addy.
Gaddy's good. He's up in the Springs, too. He can go out there to Pueblo.
Oh, yeah. There's something, when you get it, but an older lady's telling this guy who's telling us. And it's just like...
Or the whole thing's made up.
Something's wrong. There's more to that story.
You're right.
I love when guys try to paint me in the corner and they say, well, no, they said this, because I know it's not true. I just know it isn't. And I don't know. They do it to try to get us fired up. And it does just the opposite.
Well, I think he's ignorant. I don't think he's trying to get you fired up. He was just there.
Yeah, but if they disconnected it after the meter, instead of going into the breaker box and just plugged it into the ground,
who would do
it
that?
would use power everywhere.
Who would do that?
They put it in their swimming pool.
Actually, that's the way.
I don't understand. I thought something required, like, to suck the power.
You gotta have a ground.
The ground would suck it.
You gotta have a ground.
Ground will suck the
In fact,
power.
I've heard of
You
people.
can actually complete a circuit, but if there's nothing in between, we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Listen, hey, Glenn, I'm going to get to you about your promissory note. We have comments on this electrical problem. Mike called originally, and Mike, I do have news because we did call Black Hills. Mike said that, now listen everyone on the phone, especially Mark Gaddy, he had not heard this. So Mark is an electrician with Gaddy Electric. He's in the Springs. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com. Mark, I want you to hear this, okay? So Mike said, a friend of his has... an excessive electric bill, like $1,000 or more for a little place. So he had her turn off her main power at the breaker, the main breaker. And she said her meter was still running. So therefore, Mike said there must have been some kind of a leak, he said he heard about, between the meter and the switch because it's still turning the meter. So something is draining power. We suspect maybe a neighbor or something, but no matter what, Mike said that she wanted to hire an electrician to fix her service line between the meter and the switch, since that seems to be where the bleed is coming from. And he said, Black Hill says you're not allowed to touch it. And then he said, okay, will you guys fix it? No, we won't fix it either. You just have to pay for the power no matter what. They claim that that couldn't be farther from the truth. Here's what they say, Mike. If it's past the meter, you do whatever you want with a licensed electrician, and they will never stop you. And they would not stop that specific address either. So whoever you talk to, they said, had no idea what they were talking about.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, thanks. So much for that. Now let's talk to Mark Gaddy. Mark, if she turned off her main and there was still power, that the meter's still turning, why?
Where's the electrical meter located? Is it a situation where the electrical meter is located in the backyard 50, 60 feet from the house, or is the electrical meter mounted right on the house itself?
I don't know if Mike knows. Let's find out. Mike, do you know where that meter's located?
Yeah, the meter's on a pole out quite a ways from the house.
Okay.
The line runs to the house and under the driveway.
Okay. So what does that matter? Can you explain it to us, Mark?
Yeah, probably more than likely what's happened, they've had some type of ground squirrel or some type of animal has probably chewed through the wire. You may even have blinking lights a little bit in the house.
When you say chew through the wire, what would happen?
It would chew through the wire and it would bleed the electricity to ground as a load, like an electric driveway, basically. It would try to melt the ice and stuff. It would actually work as a load and would run your electrical bill into the thousands.
So, hold on. So, okay, Mark, so electricity could leak, so to speak, but it doesn't really leak. It energizes. It's trying to complete through the resistance of the soil.
Exactly. It's like a heating element almost.
Right. Okay. I understand that. Because whatever moisture or elements or minerals are there, it's just trying to complete that circuit. But so does that act, the ground is acting like a conductor?
Correct. Yes. and it's leaking off. It's basically where it's on the meters on the electrical pole in the backyard. There's a fault somewhere between that meter and the main panel in the house.
And you've fixed those before.
We don't do much with my company because I don't have underground locates. But yes, they can be fixed and located, and that's definitely what their problem is. Especially if their electrical bill's running in the thousands of dollars.
Yes, it is.
And that should be the fix of the homeowners because it's on the load side of that electrical meter.
Now, according to Mike, Black Hills had no idea what he was talking about, but Mike, I don't think Mike is completely dreaming this up. According to Mike, when he talked to Black Hills, they said you can't touch that line because it's a blue line.
Have you ever heard of it's on a pole?
Have you ever heard of that expression, a blue line?
Not a blue line. No, I don't work much with Black Hills. Colorado Springs Utilities and Mountain View Electric and IREA up north.
All right.
But Black Hills, I do have some contacts in that area that I can call and talk to.
Yeah, Mike.
The wire between the meter and the panel is the homeowner.
And that's what Black Hills confirmed for us. But Mike said he talked to someone there who told him she can't touch it. Mike, I think what they...
I didn't. She did. She had a guy from Black Hills came out.
You told me I asked you if that's what they told you, and you said yes.
Oh, but, I said that's what she told me. They told
then
her.
Never mind, Mike. Then you're not the one. Okay. Never mind then. So she's just telling you all wrong. Now she can't touch it. That's true. She needs a licensed electrician. Ray, what did you want to say, Ray?
Oh, you got to the point that I was going to talk about.
What was that, Ray?
Where is the meter?
Yeah, it's a long line.
If it's out on a pole,
yeah.
And don't tell me they don't do that. I've seen it myself.
Wow.
I fixed the wires between the meter and the barn like it's 200, 300 feet away.
Yeah.
And
it does bleed.
That buried wire can deteriorate and start leaking or open up.
Well,
and you can find out where if you just wanted to try to repair it.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. We're going to advise her to do that. Ray, you heard all of these solutions, or Mike. So Mike, tell her she needs to hire a licensed electrician. They will fix it. That's what it is. Glenn, you have a question about a promissory note. What's going on, Glenn?
Hey, I talked to you about my sister briefly the other day, but so I have a promissory note that lists her house as collateral.
And who is the who's the promissory note to?
Well, it's my sister loaned her money for a lawyer.
You loaned her? Oh, okay. You loaned her money in the divorce.
Yes.
And you put a promise, and you held. Did you record a lien at the time of the promissory note against her house?
I did not.
Okay. Well, here's what really happened. She's getting a divorce, right?
Yeah.
So you guys came up with this great scheme that she wants to put a lien on the house so the husband can't get that part of the equity.
Well, it was me specifically that wanted to try and secure that.
I understand that, but the fact that you never recorded it when she took out the loan, it's going to tell a judge that it's a scam. I'm telling you the truth, Glenn. I'm telling you straight up what he's going to say, because almost every married couple who has equity in a home tries to give their parents or a loved one or a friend a lien on the house, because then they say, we got him. Not only do we split the equity, but he's got to pay off this lien. So it's probably not going to work. You haven't even recorded it. So I say probably. Maybe some judge would fall for it. But how much is the lien for?
$2,200.
Now, it's probably easy to put a lien on the divorce against her side where she has to pay you out of her half of the equity. Is that what you're hoping to do? Because that probably can be done. But you're not going to take $2,200 off the top and then try to stick the husband with the lien, with then splitting the rest.
Is it actually a lien if it's not recorded?
It's not. No.
Yeah,
But I'm saying if he recorded it today. But Judges have seen this before in divorce court. I can't tell you how many times people have called me and said, well, I'm getting a divorce. We have $50,000 in equity, but I got a loan years ago from my mother, and she has a lien on the house for $25,000. Yeah, try again. Unless that lien is recorded, it looks too suspicious. So
Gotcha.
If you were going to, what were you going to ask anyway? Because who knows?
Yeah, it was written so it would have been paid back either in payments or a lump sum by January, but that's not going to happen.
So if you truly have, okay, here's another thing. Was that lien was signed, right? Was it notarized?
It's signed, it's not notarized, but I do have copies of the receipts of payment to her lawyer.
No, I'm not talking about that. Nobody's doubting you loaned her the money. But the wink, wink, I got a lien on the house, that's what people are going to doubt. You get it?
Gotcha.
Okay, just straight up, I'm going to tell you they're going to doubt it. I'm not telling you not to record it, but are you thinking, or was she thinking, that it would come off the top and then they split the rest?
No, it wasn't even her involvement. She, offered to pay me back, but I told her, well, I want a promissory note.
Okay, okay, I understand. Maybe you guys aren't trying to pull something. Maybe you're not. If it was me and I had a note like that, I'd record the deed as soon as possible, the trust deed as soon as possible. And then I would argue with the judge that I want my money. And then the judge is going to say, wait a minute, you loaned it to her. The judge can say two things. I don't believe it, or, okay, it comes off of her half. I doubt he'd ever make the husband pay for it. However, as I said before, she needs to get a divorce attorney to get an emergency hearing for legal fees, or to help the husband, or excuse me, to get the husband to pay for part of it.
This report is sponsored by College Invest.
If your
We had
plans
one where the woman had loaned her mother $100,000.
Fuller Law 30 spot.
She had a lien on that, supposedly.
Did she tell her husband, supposedly?
No. See, supposedly it was all a lien.
Yeah.
I owe my mom money.
There's a full closure of Highway 6 at Clear Creek Canyon for rockfall.
Or we borrowed it. Okay, where's that deposit?
That's a strange executive order.
Openings there to let
Free speech?
through. That's during the cleanup. So
Veteran suicides. What kind of executive order could that be?
You cannot do it.
That's what I mean.
It's called, hold on, it's called wag the dog.
It must be mental health.
It's called confusion. It's called distraction.
Is the only one that offers a 29.
Don't look here. Look here.
Mueller report? Where are you going?
Today. And start saving.
Yeah, they always say, oh, it's going to be next week. Oh, yeah, it's going to be next week. It's going to be next
Fuller
week.
Law is a personal injury law firm. You can find them at personalinjuryco.com. Fuller Law. John Fuller is an expert at giving you advice if you've been injured, even if you're not sure. Is someone at fault? Can I collect? What is my case worth? There are so many questions you have when you're injured. Free legal advice at 303-597-4500 from a guy I know and trust, an attorney at law that specializes especially in motor vehicle accidents and other personal injury. John Fuller, 303-597-4500.
Tom?
One night where we celebrate the artists you love year-round on the iHeartRadio app. And we want you to experience the awards just like the artists. We'll fly you to L.A. You'll walk the red carpet and experience the iHeartRadio Music Awards VIP with front row seats. Open the iHeartRadio app and listen to the iHeartRadio Music Awards station, and you're automatically entered to join us. And get some of the best IG photos of your life. iHeartRadio. Your music, your stations, your podcasts, all free.
You've probably heard that it's cold out. Unless you've been out, you know it's cold. Listen, fix it 24/7. The $39 people will come and completely disassemble the furnace to the extent they can with the blower motor out. They'll clean everything. They'll adjust the burners. They'll make that thing like new. It's like a refurbishing of your furnace with a no breakdown guarantee. All you have to do is call them, and it's just $39. But because it's so cold, they can only do it for the next 10 people. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
I should have had done right to do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Right, Dad? You've got that right, Todd. Hi, folks. Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, windows and doors. Simply put, we make people happy. Ever since the 80s, we've proven ourselves by being picky. Tell me, folks, Todd. Well, there's only one way we'll
So, Jay, what kind of experience did you have with that?
Carbon monoxide? We've dislodged some pipes. The attics.
Do people try to sue you?
We've dislodged some carbon monoxide pipes before in the attics. I mean, it happens. Because you're depending, so that's a compression fit. You're depending on the plumber to put those together really good, and you're also depending on them to strap them correctly and all that. And if the roofers get up there and manhandle them at all, or just, working around them, it can cause the pipe to come apart in the attic.
Wouldn't that be like a good thing to inspect on the way out?
We put it in our literature that if they want us to inspect it, we will. And we pay attention to that pipe during our pre-roof inspections. After we've completed the roof, but before the city inspector goes out there, they check the pipe to see if it wiggles back and forth. And if it's got free movement, there's a problem. Then we'll go down in the attic and take care of it.
Heat tape.
They'll blame you whether you have that in your contract.
He put some on mine. Dominic wants to put the really good stuff on, which I love, but I don't have the breaker for it. Can I just buy a bigger breaker and plug it in? Why do you say no?
Because the wiring isn't made for it.
Well, no, but if the wiring is, you can put in a bigger breaker.
If the wiring's made for it, you got to make sure you have the right
And as long as the total, hold on, and the total of breakers.
I'm not worried about the total. What I'm worried about is any other issues.
That's 720.
Right now it's a 20.
If you oversize a breaker for the wire's going to get warm.
I've got a 20 amp breaker running
That's the biggest.
two sockets in the eve going to the heat tape you guys put in now.
What else is it going to?
What size wire?
That's it.
Is it going to that damn refrigerator in your garage?
No, but it was going to my smoker, which is a heat element.
What size wire? That's more.
I don't know.
What's standard in the house? Is it 15?
15. Is it an older house? You're doing more 20.
Wait,
20
I thought 14.3.
No, the gauge of the wire.
Gauge.
I think 14.3.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
So what would that handle as far as a breaker?
14.3.
I think somebody that really knows about electricity should do some calculations.
Okay.
And say, we've probably got the 14.3 wire in the wall. It's got a 20 amp breaker.
No, I've had wires up there, always.
But then
the house was built with plug-ins for heat tape.
20 amps big.
The problem is the heat tape he put in now works fine. Dominic's saying really what we need to put in is this badass shit, which is great. But the badass shit will trigger it. It'll kill it. Because if my smoker's plugged in, it'll trip what's up there right now. The second I turn my smoker on, it trips it. So if Dominic told me I need 30 amp for the stuff he wants to put in. That's how I know. He told me it'll trip a 20 amp. I need 30 amp.
Well, what do you think about just getting the Home Depot kind that's not...
Well, whatever's up there now, I think would work fine if it went through the gutter.
But we need to add one more strand. So this is where somebody that knows about electricity should do the calculation.
That's the problem he said too.
Say, I've got 2 strands and they're 120 feet long so far running off this 20 amp breaker. We'd like to add a 3rd strand, and can we do it without popping the breaker?
Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have open lines again as we get to the top of the hour, which is the bottom of the last hour, the top of the new hour, and you can get right through, and we would be happy to take your calls. We have a few minutes to do that at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And we're talking about, well, we've been talking about roofing, more calls than we thought, and then also we've been talking about electrical problems and electricity drains. And what we found out was interesting, and people ought to be aware of this. If you have electricity being used in your home, and then your bill supersedes that, or not supersedes it, but you think it's too much, you think the bill exceeds what you're using, you could have some kind of a bleed going to ground. And if you have a service line, this is what we're learning, the longer the service line between the meter and the cutoff switch or the master switch, the more possibility there is that the wire could go bad. Now, they have direct bury cable called UF cable that a lot of people use underground. It's a direct bury cable. Direct bury cables are a little risky because even if it's direct bury, it can still be contaminated. It could have been broken when it's going in or nicked. or animals can get to it in some cases if it's not deep enough. So there's another way, and that's conduit. So some people go so far as to use conduit in direct bury cable inside conduit to do double protection. But if our electrician told us that if the hot wire is nicked or deteriorated and it's charging ground, it will try to complete the circuit, and the electricity will try to make a big giant heating element or whatever, big giant light bulb that never lights up, because it's trying to complete that circuit, and it will consume electricity. And he said it can cost you thousands of dollars. So that is one thing to check. And it is your responsibility between the meter and your panel. That's your responsibility. But you need a licensed electrician. Now, Adam, go ahead. What's going on, Adam?
Hey, Tom, that homeowner should just call in for a locate, 811, and they can do a locate on that wire. And
to find,
sometimes a good locator can find a fault in the ground on that electric.
How would it find a fault? I know it can find the wire, but how does it find a fault?
You send a tone through that wire from the meter, and your tone will drop at a fault.
Oh.
That's cool.
How do you know that, Adam? I mean, I've seen tones being used. I didn't know why they were used, but I've never seen it used for a short. Are you sure that's what happens with a tone? I thought it just didn't tone.
No, it'll tone, and then on your locator that you're using, your receiver, the tone will drop a little bit, and you can tell where a problem is sometimes.
Is that the line of work you were in, or just something you know about?
Exactly.
What exactly? What was it? Was it the line of work you were in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you called 811, it's a free service.
All right.
It'd be worth.
All right, thank you.
Tom, that line that we were talking about, do you remember he said that it was running underneath the concrete slab, the driveway?
Yeah.
I wonder if you can hear that tone through the driveway, through the concrete.
I don't know. Tim, wouldn't that be a bitch if it was broke under that or something, huh? Tim, what's going on?
Well, Tom, I'm on workman's comp disability right now.
State or federal?
State.
Okay, that's good, because federal's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been dealing with my workman's comp adjuster, and I'm still not getting better. It was a back injury. I ended up having to have a surgery on my back, and had my second MRI because the nerve down my leg is just not healing. Had that second MRI yesterday.
When was the date of injury?
The date of injury was back in August. My surgery was in October, and I'm just not healing. And,
I understand.
They told me, yeah.
They have two things. They have treatment to maximum medical improvement, or treatment and you didn't get there yet. Are they saying you've reached maximum medical improvement?
Not even close.
I mean, because you can have maximum medical improvement and still be disabled. You know that, right?
I do. My insurance adjuster, and I know insurance adjusters are never going to, really work for
That's
me.
Right. That's exactly right. Keep that in mind, no matter what they tell you.
They're telling me that, though, the state of Colorado, no matter what, based on when I do get to MMI, that there is a maximum award that can be...
That's right.
Okay. So
There's a maximum award depending on what's wrong, not one maximum award. There's a maximum award for a limb. There's a maximum award for certain disabilities. A finger, there's maximum So hold on. We'll try to get one of our experts on to answer this. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around for more on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. You can get right through.
2019 is here. So the one I run underneath the driveway, she was also saying, Mark, you have that you never have your shovel the driveway.
Nice and warm in there.
60 seconds. Is it right now or after the news?
But many of our clients are paying off their credit card. Why don't you just have a switch to turn, if you're going to do your smoker, turn it off at the line? Kitchens, finishing basements, etc. And then
when?
You'd have to run an extension cord to a different outlet that's on a different circuit.
Yeah, it's not, okay, so, you walk out, you've been to my house, you walk out on my deck, up on the roof, two. Then there's one outlet down where I plug my smoker in, right next to the sliding door. Well, I learned, of course, after I turn the smoker on, get it all ready, it's all Wi-Fi. So I got it set at 225 for 8 hours. The meat's out, getting from the refrigerator, getting to room temperature. I wait an hour, which is usually what it takes. I go out there, fucking smoker's off. Didn't even warm up a little bit. So I figured they were all on the same break.
Right, what I'm saying is
the only way I can get around it right now is I had to move the smoker. I had no other way around it.
Well, where is the line for your heat tape coming in? Is that another outlet?
Yeah, different outlets.
So
those three outlets are on the same circuit.
I know. Why don't you just pull that out of there? You don't need that heat tape running all the time.
I did that day, but yes, you always keep it running.
I wouldn't.
After it's nice out, I kill the breaker on the heat tape. I didn't realize that damn shit was on that same breaker down there. I don't like how they did that.
They shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake by the electrician for sure. Those heat cables should have been on dedicated circuits. And when you got two,
and they're both on one.
When you got, that's what I was about to say. When you got those two outlets up there, two different outlets, like one on this side of the room, that's
right.
There should be two separate circuits.
That's what I wish
they had done that correctly, then we could just put on the additional.
I'd have no problem.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I know.
But I wouldn't run that heat tape all the time.
No, only when you have to.
Right,
only when you have to.
Even in the wintertime, I wouldn't run it all the time.
That works for down here around Denver, but if you're up in the mountains,
it's pretty bad.
And you all of a sudden start encasing the cable, see, there's a whole new twist to the story. If you all of a sudden that wire is totally encased in thick ice, there's too much resistance in the wire to get the shit to kick on. Then you can't even turn it on.
Does it kick on by itself?
Some are self-regulating, but the kind that we put on yours are not self-regulating. They're on.
Okay.
They're on. When they're on, they're on.
It's not temperature.
But you can get another kind that is temperature regulated. It'll turn on.
Really, what I need to do, I got to figure out the power. After I get the power how I want it set up, I'll put my little Alexa plugins up there. Alexa, turn it on. Alexa, turn it off.
Mm-hmm. So when you talk to an electrician, you also need to tell them, okay, the distance between the panel and these outlets.
I'll let him figure that out.
But okay, if you have them come out or whatever.
Because I got multiple panels.
You know what I'm saying? The distance between the outlet and the panel is going to factor into the whole calculation. Because if your outlet was right next to the panel and the electricity didn't have to go through the wire very far, there wouldn't be as much resistance. And then you could probably run more strands of that shit without it popping the breaker.
And you're running with an extension cord up there? From no, just the actual wire.
Literally, they're made for roof heat wire plugins.
Yeah, the plugs.
Well, I'm saying
you seen those before?
Many extension cords don't take 20 amps.
There's outlets on the eave of the roof.
All over my house.
Right by the underneath the gutters.
I have seen
like somebody put them up there for Christmas lights.
Yeah, right. I was just going to say Christmas lights.
Not on my house. They put them up there for
ice down.
Because it's on the north side there.
I got 100-foot trees and on the north side. Sunlight just simply doesn't come through. You saw that ice dam I had.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying there's no sunlight that hits that?
Zero. I went up there one day, buck naked, no suntan lotion, and I'm so white as it goes.
Inspecting it or anything like that?
There's no inspection of that stuff. The key though is you want to hang it off the edge of the roof. You want to when you zigzag it on the roof, you want to let it hang off like 3/4 of an inch or an inch. That way the water will have a trace and it'll drip into the gutter. And then you want to put that cable in the gutter.
Included in the gutter too.
Oh yeah, you have to, because otherwise you'll melt the roof and it'll all build up in the gutter and you'll have a huge gutter problem. Yeah, we went out to that one lady's house. I'm not sure if we've done the work or not. We went out there with remember last week with the gutter helmets where it was freezing and going
I took it off.
On her front sidewalk?
Oh.
That lady.
You know, we're on yours, Mark?
We're going to take her, she wants all of her gutter helmets off.
You've had it on your house?
Just where I have to because of the ice damming.
10 gauge is what you need for 30 amp breaker.
Hold on, guys.
Wow, that much more.
Talk to the pharmacist to learn
14 to 10.
All right, so during the show, I actually did this. I go to PriceFixerDenver.com. I went there and asked a few questions. Listen, this is crazy. It says how many square feet your house. Is it gas or electric? I chose 2,700 square feet. I said I wanted a brand new furnace installed with a 10-year warranty, and I want the cost of the permit, the installation, everything included. $23.95. $23.95, and this is the largest selling furnace manufacturer in the country. PriceFixerDenver.com is a game changer. No matter how you look at it, you're going to get the lowest guaranteed pricing. You can also get service from these guys, but the new pricing is unbelievable. It's straightforward, accurate pricing right on their website. You can get their phone number there, too, if you have questions. PriceFixerDenver.com. 10-year warranty, installation cost, everything, a upfront guaranteed price on a new furnace or air conditioner. PriceFixerDenver.com.
Don't you? That's why I visit Downtown's Healthcare. Physical medicine, chiropractic, rehab, and massage all
What are you asking me?
Heat
cable?
So it's basically like a dryer.
Hey, Mark, and the heavy rain.
Do you want heavy rain?
Yeah.
It'll overstrip the gutters right away. But if a roof has a tendency to have gutter problems, if it's already got a tendency, like the north side and all that, gutter problems, they don't cause.
I kind of argued that.
They'll make it worse because that water.
Here's what's weird: hit instant close.
On the outside.
And where's it go? Where's it go there? Okay, so why?
They want the local touch so it doesn't look like you're getting to the national. Yes, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. What's this video?
Some people, they just love
No, I never watched it.
And I think part of the problem is they're so expensive. Okay. People just get emotionally invested.
You know who that is? That's the guy I was talking to the other day, Terry.
303. I thought Todd Terry.
No. Who's the guy that?
You can put on.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
but George.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying he's the whole.
And they're just pieces of tin, pieces of aluminum, 4-foot sections.
They're going to do it. I have no doubt about it. Well, for where it's sitting right now, it is. I think.
I
don't know how well they're doing in other stores.
And you put them back on, trying to do the homeowner a favor, it will void their.
They have a ton of.
If the people call up the franchise,
you know what they're doing? That's where they're doing zip codes. Instead of like doing metro areas for franchises, they're doing zip codes.
They'll say your warranty.
Think of all the zip codes in Denver.
Let them answer your question and
So
help you identify the right solution.
it's just what about people that have questions? They call them phone numbers. So they took that down. So any of them are that price.
They rely on surface tension.
Unless if there's something crazy.
On top, and the water has to come around.
It's a new thing. How do you know about code upgrade?
Some have screens, some have
metal.
Well, I guess if there's code upgrade, you don't have code upgrade.
Up 71%, rape up 73%, organized crime up 40%,
I mean, no one can
that's 40%, and more Tuesday at 4.
They get a massive kickback from this. I mean, really, their money comes in the form of what I call waterfall after the sale from the manufacturer.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by Approval Reverse Mortgage. You know, that's a very rare mortgage, a reverse mortgage. It's for people who want to cash in on equity and never pay it back. It goes against the value of your home, but you can never, ever be upside down in it. Here's the problem. It's really not for everyone because it can eat up equity. It's great for some seniors who need that money. But to find the truth, ApprovalReverse.com. I don't like people who try to slam people into this. It's not a good idea. So that's why I trust Joan Sullivan, ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528. Now,
hey, you've mentioned, I just got to ask you something. You've mentioned a few times on those reverse mortgages when we've had callers where people are going after the equity in their home because they might owe money or something along those lines. What is that strategy?
What do you mean they might?
Well, like so they can't get their house lent.
Yeah. This is a good thing. If you're a senior and you have a reverse loan, no matter how much equity you have, the reverse loan will show a complete lockup of all your equity in a lien. It'll be 125% of value.
That's a hell of a loophole.
Now, they do that on purpose. That's good for you, by the way, not bad. because it doesn't mean you have it loaned up. It just means that the reverse mortgage has reserved 125% of value. So think about what that does to you as a senior. If you're getting Social Security and you have your equity locked up, you are what they call judgment proof. Completely. We had an elderly woman who was being haunted by this scam who said she owed money, something she signed up for. And if she goes to get a reverse loan, they can't touch her. She doesn't even have to take a penny out. We have a comment on that electrical meter last hour, man. You got to hear it on the podcast. Of course, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app. You can also download us all over the place and referralist.com. So Mike has a electric meter comment or problem. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have a comment on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a comment. I didn't hear the whole conversation, but It sounds like the power comes into the power pole and the meter's out there, and then it's underground to the house.
Yes, that's exactly right. And many times, if the meter is at the house, you have very little trouble. But if the meter is offset 100 feet or so, and then there's an underground line, then you can have a problem with that line, which would bleed power.
Right. So my comment is on the locate. Several years ago, I was pouring a concrete slab, and the contractor said we needed to get a locate. And it was kind of comical. They came out and located, and they spray painted the power pole, basically, the ground under it, and drew a line where the overhead wires came to it. I'm like, well, yeah, duh. And they said, from the pole to the house is yours. And they wouldn't even locate.
Of course they do. They locate those all the time.
They did not locate mine. They told me I had to have a private locate done, and I called
hold on. Wait a minute.
IREA.
Of course. I thought you called a private locate.
No, I called the 811 that somebody else mentioned.
Oh, now I had 811. I had that come on to my property and do my locates all over because they don't want the gas or electric lines broken, even if it is your responsibility. So you must have had a lazy guy.
Yeah, at my house, and like I said, I called back and they said I had to get a private locate. And I tried to get a private locate, couldn't even get anybody to come out.
Because
this was several years ago.
I've never had that problem.
Was like, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I was like, okay, you're responsible.
All right, Suzanne, what do you have to say?
Hey, Tom, a gentleman called and said you might be able to see where the power's bleeding underneath because it's so cold. Wouldn't it be melted up top?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
He's saying it's trying to complete and trying to make a circuit. But I really doubt it would ever manifest itself in hot soil. Yeah.
You know, that 811, I called them up when I was getting my fence done. My fence guy made me do it, which is great. So I come out, they locate it. Guess what? Whoever did the gas line to my neighbor's house did not put it where they said they did. My fence guy's equipment hits it, fire trucks out there.
Wait a minute.
The whole bit.
Oh, they didn't locate your neighbors?
No, they didn't. It was in the wrong place. It literally, on their locate maps, it wasn't even there.
I know, but why didn't they notice where it was?
What do you mean, why they noticed?
Well,
they only put the flags where they think it is.
No, they don't.
Well, they did on mine.
Mark, with gas lines.
Yep.
If your neighbor put the gas line where you're going to dig, right? Is that what they did?
Well, okay, no.
Where did they put it?
It was supposed to be coming in from, for lack of a better words, their backyard.
Right.
It wasn't. It was literally coming in from my side over to them.
Right.
So when they came out and located it...
Did you find that line?
They did not find it until after the guy hit it.
No, they should have found it.
Well, they didn't, and guess who ended up paying for everything was my ass.
Well, what I'm saying is they try to locate in a certain... After they locate the line, they try to do the offshoots, possible offshoots. And it could be, though, that your neighbor did not put tracer line on it. People think that these locate services are magic, and they're not.
Well, and see, my house was built in 01. The house that this line was going to was built sometime in the 60s or 70s.
Well, I think they always had that wire trace line. No, I don't, because
I don't know.
You know, locate services can't magically find plastic pipe. They just don't do it.
My fence cost me an additional $1,500, though.
Okay. If there was no tracer line on that, I'd have my neighbor paying for it. Because that line, that's why there's a wire next to your gas line. It locates the line, and it's code, or at least it was when we did it. Now, Keith has an Xfinity scam he wants to tell us about. Go ahead, Keith.
Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
You called yesterday and said somebody called?
Yes, sir, I did. And I was trying to see if you guys could get in touch with them. I think I gave your...
Yeah. But how do you know this number is the scam number?
I found it in my work that they told me. They also gave me a code. They said, use this code for your, what do you call that, for your promotion, I guess.
What are they saying they're going to do for you?
They're saying that if I pay them the $240 up front,
oh, yeah,
spend my bill.
In eBay cards.
Yeah,
yep.
And you already did it, right?
Yeah, like an idiot.
And then you said you called back Xfinity and it was legit, but you didn't really call back Xfinity, did you?
Obviously, I called a number that's been cloned or something, the swoosh number or whatever. I don't.
So this number, let me see what this number spells. 888. Let's see, dumbass. No, it doesn't. Oh no, no, it doesn't. All right, hold on.
Thanks, Paul.
No. Let's just see. We're going to try to locate it. Let me just see.
But I was thinking, what if you call them and say, hey, I'm up for this promotion, and just say, hey, my neighbor said I'm up for this promotion, and see if you can get them to talk to you.
That would be good.
On face the call.
Yeah, that would be good if we can do that. Hold on. What's the code they gave you?
CX1614.
Charlie X-ray, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Charlie X-ray what?
1614.
1614. Okay. Hold on. I'm not going to do it right now because we have to take a quick break. Now, I want to take Mariah because she held earlier about Vivint Home Security. What's going on with Vivint Home Security?
Hi. So my husband signed up for Vivint, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. They never told him about the 5-year contract.
Well, how did he sign up? Did he actually sign up, or did they tell him on the phone?
They came to his door and had him sign, he signed like the guy's iPad. And they never told him that it would be a loan either. So now we have a loan. And a few months back, the guy came, we moved, so they moved everything to our new house, and he installed everything, did a horrible job. He ground out the...
So, Mariah, you were only calling because of the bad job they did in the new house, not because of the 5 years.
Well, we want to try and get out of it because of something that happened.
What happened?
That the guy came, didn't do a good job on stuff. He went to plug the system into the garage.
Yes.
And didn't screw the metal outlet cover. He didn't screw it in. He just put the metal outlet cover on and then plugged the system in. So then a couple months ago, we come home and our garage won't open, so we go into the garage and find out that the metal outlet cover had slipped down, caused, a spark, could have caused a fire.
Did it cause a fire?
I mean, there was some black on the wall, kind of.
So you're just disgusted with these people and you want out of the contract?
Yes.
Dan loves these people.
Why?
These are the ones that put the screws to your parents.
Yeah, but it's hard to get out of the contract if he got into it. I mean, you just have to call their bluffs. Just stop paying. Did you sign up for auto payments?
Yeah.
That's going to be almost impossible to stop. You have to close the account and move banks. You can't just close your account.
But they should be able to give you a contract. I mean, you can't go through life without a contract from them.
Yeah, we never got a copy of anything.
Well, then what you do, this is what I would do. I hate being ripped off. I would stop paying. Say, screw it. Take me to court. I'm stopping. And then I'd go close the account, move banks. You have to move banks. If you open another account in the same bank, they'll just take it. You have to literally go to another bank, not another branch, another bank with a brand new account, and close that other account and make them come after you. And when they come after you, demand a contract because that's what they need to produce. And I would make them work for their money, and I would still refuse to pay. That's what I would do. That's all I can tell you, man, because Vivint is the most terrible company you can have.
Oh, we've gotten so many complaints.
We have more coming right up.
This report is
That's
sponsored
literally
by
the
Money
locator
Tree.
that fucked my house up. Literally. Does he want to talk? Yeah, he's going to say what happened. I didn't ask him. I said to Suzanne, is that a real call? He said, I know exactly what lot you are in Russellville.
He heard you talking about it?
Yeah, he just heard. We didn't get him on it. He heard.
This should be good.
Well, I'm dying to, now that he said with this wire next
He
to
didn't
it.
blame the locator. But
No, I didn't at all.
I think you
Well,
did.
he said he did locate it. That's right.
He simply didn't locate it.
I think you did.
20 seconds, Pro Auto.
I guess in so many words I did. I didn't call him a scumbag or anything, all right?
Oh, I think you did. Asshole, I'm an asshole.
At Money Tree, we think cashing a check should be quick and easy. That's why we
What are the chances the guy that located my house is listening
check
right
for only
now?
1.99%.
Listen, Mark, I said to Suzanne, I said, is this for real? She picks it up.
Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. Get your nanny on. Call them. Tell them you want to be part of the Pro Auto family. Whenever you get service there, you're automatically guaranteed 36,000 miles on that repair or maintenance. Plus, you get free roadside assistance. So Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. Now, why? Because not only do they pamper you in between repairs and service, they also give you reminders on what is needed, when it's needed, and they do it based on your VIN number and your estimated miles. It's like having a big brother telling you what to do for your car. You can contact them at 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations. In Denver, near Evans and I-25. You go just east and then north on Dahlia. Or just south of Bowles on Santa Fe on West Church next to Arapahoe Community College. That's 303 Pro Auto. The website is 303proauto.com.
Ignore making weird noises. This is Dave Logan. If you're
making weird noises.
Are
you making weird noises?
I think Logan makes weird noises.
I love how this guy's advertising heavily during this show with Logan.
Trust. Next time you need
I noticed, Tom, on the auto repair industry, you like to bring in relatives.
I know.
Pro Auto,
Cousin-
brother,
cousin,
uncle,
Uncle Kevin. Anytime someone refers to someone's uncle, I always think of the weird uncle, no matter what.
His uncle, but he's
The uncle that always wanted to put his hands in your pocket.
Would you sit on my lap?
Come over here and sit on Uncle Jimmy's lap. That's all right, Uncle Jimmy. Mom told me to stay away from you.
I'm glad I didn't have an uncle like that, Mark.
I didn't either, but I know people that have.
They have the rate guarantee. So if rates go down even further, they will refinance you free of charge over the next.
The first time he did that, I almost fell over.
We should put it when he comes in instead of we'll put right here, Uncle Kevin.
It's like a cash offer.
Uncle Kevin.
Already approved, not pre-qualified, approved. All you need is the appraisal. 303-867-7000.
I can't wait to see what this guy says. I was pissed, man. $1,500 for a plumber, and then my neighbor's gas line was, because it happened on their side of the meter, $300 fucking and gas had escaped in a matter of the fire department was there so quick.
What was on the other side of the meter? Wow.
Did they hit it with the trencher? I didn't get that part.
They hit it with whatever digs for the auger.
The auger. Holy shit. What are the chances?
Dude, the fire trucks were out there
What are
so
the chances?
quick.
Because with a trencher, I mean, if you cross the line.
No, this is a boom.
Yeah, that was a.
House.
You should have went and got a lottery ticket because you're so lucky to hit it.
It punched a hole in that bad boy. I couldn't believe my neighbor's gas bill. I knew it was coming, but I had no idea it'd be an additional $300.
You're lucky it wasn't an explosion.
And it was in the summer.
Scholarships, whether insurance.
In other words, they weren't using gas.
What's involved?
And their gas bill was over $300.
Those guys knew right away that as soon as they hit it, they could probably hear the hissing.
He must have had 911 on
What do you
him.
tell him, right?
Anything you want to ask. What starts?
So I'm thinking, okay, you guys fucked up, Mr. Fence guy. What are you telling me for? Well, you're going to have to pay for it. I'm like, why do I got to pay for it? And he gave a good enough reason to where I was like, all right, it wasn't his fault. Must have been the locator's fault. And that company had a reason why it was. Everybody said it was somehow my fault. They just moved in and built it.
720-730-9722.
Oh, I mean, that could have been a spark. I mean, that could have been a bad deal.
2722.
People could have died.
Ask Alexa to
I wasn't home, so my family was all at school and work.
That reminds me of that lady. Remember I told you we hit an AC line in her attic with a nail? And she wanted me to, not only did she want me to pay for the line, she wanted me to pay for the whole thing. Yeah, an AC line running right under the roof deck. Put a nail to it.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to call on that Xfinity scam to see what they say and give them the code. But we do have Mark's locator. I don't even know why he's calling, because Mark just happened to say that he paid for a locate out at his house and they still struck a gas line.
He wanted to explain to you what happened.
Yeah, I think Mark said the neighbor put his gas line in a weird location.
It wouldn't be the current neighbor. We're talking neighbors ago.
Yeah, years and years ago. So, Josh, that locate that you did, Mark said there was another offshoot to the line from the neighbor.
Yeah, so a long time ago, before there was actually gas on the street Mark lives on, that house was built way before there was gas there. So they pulled gas from an entirely different road and set his meter on that road. No one knew that guy had gas other than the gas company for us locating. No tracer wire or anything up
No
at the
tracer
house.
wire at all.
Yep. No one could ever find it. We actually thought he had an underground propane tank.
So did the neighbor know he had gas?
That's the thing. When I was there locating actually for Mark's fence to go in, the neighbor was gone. They weren't there. So we were trying to knock on the door to say, hey, do you have natural gas or anything? Because we would have gone searching for a meter. But
I see.
With no one there, no prints on Black Hills' prints for that.
Isn't that weird? Black Hills, the actual utility I buy gas from, doesn't even know where their own lines are, is what he's saying.
Well,
no, he knew they had a line, but they didn't have it.
For Black Hills now, out here in Castle Rock for your guys' gas.
So, Josh, I want to ask something. If it had tracer wire on it, how far away can you detect that, though? Don't you have to be relatively close anyway?
No, you hook up a locator, it runs the frequency. We just pick up the frequency. And that frequency, as long as there's no cuts in that tracer wire, can run for a good mile before you have to locate up to another meter or
Wait a minute.
Tracer wire.
So if he had tracer wire in that, the neighbor, or the neighbor before the neighbor, whoever had it put in, you would have been able to find it. You would have been able to find it.
Gas line. Yep.
Okay, but it's not the current neighbor's fault because they didn't do it.
No, and it's probably been that it was put in so long ago, there's a chance that it doesn't even have a tracer wire. That was something that's done by plumbers. When your meter's out at the road, other plumbers put them in, and it's up to them if they put the tracer wire in. When they went from steel to plastic, a lot of plumbers weren't putting in tracer wire. So there's actually a lot of stuff in Russellville that you just cannot locate because there's no tracer wire.
Okay, here's what I want to know. With no tracer wire, there's no way to locate, right?
Yep.
Because there's no such thing as a plastic detector or whatever.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. We have this workers' comp problem that's been hanging on. And, Tim, we need to call our expert, and he's not responding. We'll get him back on. If you can wait, I know you have some questions on maximum medical improvement, right? Because when you get maximum medical improvement, there will be a percentage of disability assigned to you. Now,
let me get my question out of the way, Tom.
You do that, and if it's a 100%, I just want to say this: if it's 100% disability on a certain thing, it's going to carry a certain award. Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, I'll name names if you want me to, but I have one law office in Denver says that they cannot do anything for me. I have another law office in Denver that says I've got a pretty good case. And, of course, I've got that insurance adjuster that says, well, there's a maximum, so why get an attorney? They're just going to take 20% of the maximum. Do I need an attorney?
Well, first of all, I don't even know what the injury is.
It was a back injury, and it resulted in a surgery, a discectomy of my...
Now, what will be the percentage of disability?
I don't know. They're not discussing those terms with me right now. I'm listed at 25%, but I've not gotten to full MMI yet because I'm still in treatment.
Well, the guy's kind of telling the truth and not. That there is only a maximum. There is, on no matter what it is. And then there's a percentage of that maximum, okay? So that's what you have. You have the ultimate maximum, and then you have a percentage of that maximum. Now, here's the deal. That doesn't mean they're going to offer you the maximum. So when he says, why bother hiring an attorney? You're only going to give 20% away for the maximum. If they can guarantee you the maximum and you can look it up and verify it, they're right. You don't need an attorney.
Unless there's possibly a third-party claim.
That's right. Now, what a third-party claim is, suing someone else who caused the injury in addition to the job. How were you injured? Oh, you just, it was some weird injury, wasn't it? Didn't you just, like, move or pull something or whatever?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But it was work-related.
But it's not, there's no third-party claim, though, right?
No. There's no third-party claim unless I'm allowed to. Don't
you have an attorney or not?
No, I do not.
Okay. We'll get our expert attorney to weigh in on it, okay? But we have to wait until we get a hold of him. 303-713-8255. Lynn wants to know about getting out of a real estate contract. Go ahead, Lynn.
Yes, I signed a contract with a mobile home salesperson. I didn't know I was signing a contract yet. He told me that, it's completely my fault. I understand. I should have read everything. But he's very hot with me. He won't send me a copy of the contract. He keeps saying he will, but he hasn't yet.
So what did he say you bought?
No, I'm selling a home.
Oh.
I'm selling a mobile home.
Oh, you're selling it. And and what does you mean? He bought it from you?
No, he's selling it. He's a mobile home salesman.
I get it. A listing contract.
Right.
Do you not want to sell it anymore? Or you want a different realtor?
I don't want anything to do with him. He's extremely hostile towards me. He hangs up on me. He won't talk to me on the phone.
What's his name?
Steve Warner, I think.
How'd you find him?
Red Star Homes. He left a flyer on my door, and I called him, and he came over, and before I knew it, I guess I signed a contract. And
do you have any idea what he won't let you out of it?
No. He said if I give him $3,000, I can get out of it.
What an idiot! He's a total. He gives real estate people a bad name. What a total idiot!
He said otherwise I can get a lawyer, and I'll probably spend more than that getting out of it.
Or just wait for it to expire. It can't be forever. How long is it?
6 months, but I don't want to deal with this man for 6 months.
You don't have to deal with him. You don't have to deal with him. Just refuse to deal with him. Nothing in that contract says you have to deal with him.
Yeah, but I want to get my home sold, and he's...
Hold on. Did you have a listing price?
Yes.
And what if he brings you a full price offer? You don't really have much choice if you signed a contract.
Right. But the thing is, he told me
I guess you can turn it down. Go ahead. He told you what?
He told me when he was here that I asked him if he was going to put it on the MLS, and he told me yes, which he can't do because it's not, apparently the land doesn't come with it or something, so he can't put it on the MLS.
Does it say that on the contract?
I don't know. I don't have a copy of it.
Listen, let's try to call this guy and get a copy at least for her. What's the name of his firm? Steve Warner.
Red Star Homes.
Why is he such an idiot? He won't give you a copy of the contract?
Well, he says he's gonna, but
and
I don't have it yet.
When you say he's hostile, what do you mean?
Well, he's just. I mean, when I call him and try and talk to him, he starts screaming at me and talking over me, and then he just hangs up on me. And,
really?
You know, he's just very hostile.
What's his phone number?
Just a second.
We'll give him a call.
There's nothing weird you're not telling us, like your ex-boyfriend is this guy or something?
No.
All right, he knocked on your door, right?
What was that?
How did he know you were selling?
He left a
flyer
on my
and then
door.
you called him. Okay.
Yeah.
What's his phone number? This Steve Warner, Red Star Homes, won't let you out of the contract, yells and screams at you. What's his phone number?
303.
Mm-hmm.
280.
Wait, 280?
Yeah. 3717. I'm not sure if his last name is Warner, but I know it's Steve.
303-280-3717. We'll check it out. That's 303-280-3710. We'll check it out. Steve, whatever, maybe Warner, Red Star Homes. Let's look it up and see if we can find the guy.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Dan Kaplis afternoons at 4.
He's focusing on selling mobile homes. 15 grand.
It's a niche market.
He's working the lot.
I think we need a roofer that does nothing but
I want more
manufactured homes.
Yeah, we'll go out and door knock that lot. I bet there's not a lot of competition.
Secret, they're up nearly 2%. After
We'll think a mobile home. Have you ever done a mobile? What is a roof on a mobile home? Is it shingles?
A lot of times it's rubber or do a coating. You know, as soon as you see tires on top of it, it's a red flag.
Hi, blue gun sitting up there.
So I just double checked.
You didn't salvage the sentimental.
He had an emotional attachment. That is one of my favorite Jay stories. The guy he calls me up complaining because he had an emotional attachment. When he was a kid, him and his dad put those gutters up, damn it, and Jay threw them out.
With building
He had a home with baling wire.
What did he want done with it? Feel nothing.
He wanted us to put them on the ground gently and then rehang
account with no
and he never told us all.
in 5 minutes.
Well, you should have known.
We
should have known. We should have known.
The labor would have been the same as putting a new one.
No, the labor would have been twice as much.
Okay.
To put those old pieces of crap back up.
He had a sentimental value to him, though.
1 minute.
See, Jay doesn't take that into consideration.
This report is sponsored by
Some of the shingles.
Let's start with the
I don't want it taken away.
Me and my dad bought them.
Me and my dad patched that roof years ago.
I remember when I went to westbound by 70 at Havana as well. Crash off Highway MLK between Central Park and Havana to watch out for. Up the High Country Drive, I-70 remains closed through that avalanche. Eastbound is closed to fail. Westbound closed at
Because you put up a new one.
Closure, nobody's going anywhere. To pack your patients on the High Country, you might want to consider just wanted your plan.
Because it looked rustic look.
Sunny today with a high near 30.
He had a certain look going. You blew it.
All
right, I got to go get my fridge.
Good
seeing you, Jay.
Looking to save on Medicare Part
David.
D? Switching to Walgreens may help you save on your Medicare Part D prescription.
I want to get this soon. Should I call that guy?
My bank, my loan, my way. It's a loan you put on your house, and then you keep a bank account. And whatever cash you have go through your account over a given month is credited toward the balance for however long it's in there. In essence, it reduces the interest on that loan drastically. Now you can have one as a second to take advantage of it. You don't have to refinance that great first. 720-931-6560. My loan, my bank, my way, my bank, my loan, my way, whatever you call it, 720-931-6560. In addition to that, they'll talk on how to use that equity to reduce your debt, lower taxes, and get ready for retirement. 720-931-6560.
Toro's kicking off spring by offering huge savings on lawnmowers.
I've never heard that part about making somebody judgment-proof with a reverse loan.
Yeah.
That could really help somebody.
Yeah. Now's the time to get a new Toro mower and start enjoying.
Go ahead, sue me.
Combined with a huge rebate.
They're not getting anything.
So I don't think they can touch that monthly payment, can they? The monthly payment that the reverse mortgage pays?
I think it's the cash
No,
down or
the
line of
reverse doesn't pay a monthly payment unless you want it to. And they can't touch it because it's not income.
Well, what if so the reverse payment is you can't get a garnishment against that?
It's not income. It's not income. It is a loan. You can't garnish a loan.
That's sweet.
And they don't always see, reverse loans can sit there. You don't have to take payments. It can be a line of credit, or it can be a lump sum.
But why would somebody do it and not take the money?
To put a lien on their house, and then in an emergency, if they need something done, they have money they draw from.
What if they die? If they die and they never take any money out?
Then the home is unencumbered. It's released.
So the lien just goes away as soon as they die.
But then when it comes to trying and if they take money out, they only have to pay what they took out and what they did against it. If the house, if for some reason it never goes that way, way, then the house is the most the estate will have to pay. Or if you want to move to Florida, you sell it and settle up. And if you have money left...
So you can, if you got a reverse mortgage, you can sell it anytime you want? I didn't know that. I thought you were locked into the deal forever.
It's a great tool for some elderly people.
My ears, the conversation makes me able to do my job. I heard about Colorado Tintus on your show, and they have just changed my life beyond description.
303-534-0163.
So one guy after Mark said, about cable, he said, I thought everyone stole cable.
I never have.
Personal injury is nothing to fool around about. The other side will always try to minimize your claim. The other side will always try to make you feel greedy or not entitled. You need someone who will fight for you. If it's someone else's fault, you should be paid. It's not something you can ever do on your own. John Fuller will fight for you, and he only gets paid if you get paid. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So let's talk to Marco Bendinelli on a referralist at referralist.com. He's an attorney at law. He does do some workers' comp. So, Marco, are you there, sir?
I am, Tom.
Marco, I don't know what this guy's question was, Tim. I think we answered. But, Tim, you were concerned about something. You wanted to know, in a workers' comp claim, there are certain statutory damages for disabilities. Is that right, Tim? Is that what you wanted to know about?
Well, correct. Like, just to kind of rephrase, you know, I have an attorney in Denver saying that, you know, I've got a good case and they want to talk to me. I've got another attorney in Denver that says, that I just spoke to on the phone, that said they can't really do anything for me. But of course, then the insurance adjuster is saying, you know, they're just going to take 20% of whatever you're awarded. And why do that? Because there's a max. And I'm just wondering, do I need an attorney?
Okay. Well, I can't say that because I don't know the case. But, Marco, in general, with workers' comp, it is true that there are maximum damages, right?
That's true.
So
that is true.
If they offer him the maximum, why would you need an attorney? That's a good question.
Because at the end of a comp case, there could be a settlement, right? And
what do you mean, in addition to what?
In addition to lost wages, medical bills, and impairment rating. Okay.
Okay.
Those are what's called economic damages.
And are they statutory limited?
There's a cap of $75,000 and $150,000 depending on the circumstance. However, at the end of the case, they'll usually throw some extra money to maybe settle the claim so it can't be reopened. It's called for waivers and futures, you know, potential future medical bills, things like that. And so let's say there's an extra $10,000 at the end of the case, or $20,000. I mean, for $10,000, you know, 20%, which is also statutory, you know, that's statutory. Okay, a work comp lawyer only gets 20%, so that's a couple grand, right?
Right.
It is typically a no-brainer to get an attorney because there are more than $2,000 worth of benefits along the way.
Yeah, but 2,000 is only on that extra 10. But if they get you from the beginning, they'd be giving 20% of the max, which if they offer the max, you know,
that includes the max includes the lost wages and the medical.
Tom,
typically the things that the attorney does not get a fee on.
Oh, there are some things the attorney does not get a fee on, you're saying?
The only thing the attorney gets a fee on, unless they're, you know, really contested benefits, the only thing that the attorney gets a fee on is that last settlement.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so hold on. Tim, did you understand that?
I did. The question I had for your expert is that, see, there are no lost wages. My workman's comp is actually paying me every other week an average of my hourly wage.
Right, that's called an AWW. That's called an average weekly wage. Right there, they may be shorting you if they're not including benefits and health insurance. Well, my point is, you always get an attorney.
Yeah, he's saying that you don't know enough to know if you're getting maximum.
Exactly. Okay.
So his advice, obviously he's an attorney, his advice is get an attorney. Look, I've seen it personally from all points of views.
It's a good deal for the consumer, Tom.
Yeah.
Because the legislature has limited attorney fees to 20% of whatever you get at the end, that attorney will pay for himself and then some, or else he should get another job.
Okay, and here's the deal. Here's the deal, Tim. We're talking about with personal injury, workers' comp, all of those kinds of things. They love when you're not represented because they can take advantage of you. And that's Marco Bendinelli. Put his phone number up for Tim if he wants it. And you just need to, and stay on, Marco, stay on. Because have him stay on. I have a question I might want to use him for. Dan, you have a question, and I want to bring Marco back up for this. You want to know how to fire an attorney?
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I got in a car accident.
Yes?
I got hit head on.
You got hit head on?
It was bad enough.
Yes?
I got hit head on, and I got the lawyer here. My son found him, and I'm not happy with him. I can't get him to call me back. The doctor that I go to, he won't call him back. He won't call the chiropractor back.
Okay, so, how long have you had this attorney?
Had him about 4 months.
4 months, and you signed an agreement with him?
Yes.
Okay, and you found him, your son found him. What's his name?
It's Backus and Shankers. Or
yeah. Backus and Schenker is a big firm in town that does a lot of advertising, and you're saying that you don't like the firm. Why?
Well, no, we can't. I don't have a problem with him at all. I just can't get in touch with him. He won't call me back.
Oh.
He won't call my doctors back. And my chiropractor kind of pulled me to the side, off the record, told me, the guy was a bum, basically.
And he's with that. What's the attorney's name with Backus and Schenker? I'm sure they'd like to know this.
His name is Mark. I think it's Mark Wilbarn or Mark. I don't know his name.
Okay. So when you call up Backus and Schenker, you ask for Mark. You don't know who.
I have a number of his in my phone, but I can't look at my phone.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's okay. Marco Bendinelli, let's just say if someone is disappointed with a personal injury attorney, is it difficult to get rid of them?
Absolutely not.
How do you get rid of them?
There's a termination clause. He can fire his lawyer at any time. The lawyer can fire the client at any time. And, and typically when you go to another lawyer, you want to make sure that the lawyer says, look, any attorney fee, a third or 35% or whatever, we will take care of that prior lien that prior law firm may have against this settlement. So you don't. I always make sure that the client never pays, 2 fees.
So do you hear what he said, Dan? He's saying if you go to a good attorney, they will take care of getting rid of the other guy, and if they put a lien on it, they'll take care of him.
Yeah, I called another guy here, and he said that. He said you just fire him, but I can't fire him. I can't even call him to fire him.
Yeah, but the attorney can. The attorney can put in a substitute of counsel and get this done. So here's what listen, if you want to give check our referral list, Marco's number, Daphne, would you give Dan a number, please, for Marco there? Okay, and it's 1-800-ATTORNEY. But just let him know, because he's not going to just write it down for me saying it on the air. I get the feeling you need to talk to him off the air. Okay, I just get that feeling. The guy's confused. He's upset. Now, getting out of the real estate contract, Lynn. All of our real estate people say the guy should just let you out. Okay, but we're going to call him after the show. I'm going to give it to Dano. But we can't do it right now. We don't have enough time to get him back on the air. But Steve Warner, Red Star Homes, 303-280-3717. We'll call him. You say he hollers at you all the time and he hangs up on you. 303-280-3717. We're going to call that jerk and see what his side of the story is. Maybe he's not a jerk. Maybe you're the jerk. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens.
Let's start with trouble. They're all jerks.
I don't know. Sounds like a jerk, but it might be you. You should add something more to that. On this show, I never get the full story until I dig deep. True. I think you have an uncanny ability with your bullshit in your way to figure out who's telling you the truth and who's not.
Oh, man. We do have broken paths open, one lane at a time to let traffic.
Try to do it after this call.
20 seconds, simply floors 30. Right now, few clouds above and 28. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How. Looking to save on Medicare Part C? Switching to Walgreens may help you save on your Medicare.
This website will save you money if you make your own appointment. It can save you 20, 30, 40, even 50%. Well, 50% sometimes. On floor coverings, simplyfloorsinc.com. You can make your own appointment. Simply Floors Inc. INC. Simplyfloorsinc.com. They're at 52nd and Ward, southwest corner. You can drop by, but simplyfloorsinc.com will get you that appointment. You can call too, 303-456-4660, and you'll get designer services, excellent installation, warranties, and great service. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
Buffett says rule number 1 is all right, in 50 seconds, Denver egress 30 spot. And in the market decline of 2008, you would need a 100% gain just to break even. One of America's largest money managers, Ray Dalio, says, if you want to make money in the market, you must be aggressive. And if you want to keep it, you must be defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. So, you need both offense and defense. Our Tucker all-season portfolio provides secure monthly income, market offense with growth, and market defense providing downside protection. So no matter what life has to throw at us, we already have the plan in place with our all-season, all-weather portfolio to respond correctly. Now you can retire happy. Retire with Tucker. Call us for your complimentary consultation at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234.
If you have a full-size basement and you want to make it a walkout, do you know you can do that? You can have a company come and dig out a patio and terrace up to the yard. Denver Egress Window does that. It's kind of like a giant window well, but they make it look beautiful, like a patio. They can also, of course, rebuild window wells or put in new window wells. Those egress windows, check them out, denveregresswindow.com. Either rebuilds or new ones or a walkout. denveregresswindow.com, 720-626-4221.
How can a fully stocked restaurant improve your image? How can service fire?
So I looked it up online about the roof decking. There's an attorney in Oklahoma that sued farmers, and he said that the roof decking is an integral part of the system. And because the roof got damaged, in order for the insurance company, for the insured to be for them there to be made whole, the decking had to be done because according to code. And it said it even went to the Oklahoma Court of Appeals. So
I thought you were going to say they got to make the decking new, just like the shingles and stuff.
They just have to make it so it's up to code. So if it's old plank decking and it's got those gaps, that wouldn't meet code.
Sure. And you couldn't put a shingle on, right?
You know, you could, but
it wouldn't get the permit.
But there's some gaps because there's gaps in the wood. Some of the nails might miss.
Right. But the county or the city's not going to permit it, right?
No, they would. But the city won't get involved in that aspect.
Oh, really?
No, they won't get involved.
Even if it's code?
Yeah, they
wow, I didn't know that.
They'll do everything they can to refuse to get involved. That's all between basically the roofer and the insurance company. And so, but you can take your city codes. So if you're trying to get an adjuster to pay for stuff, if you document it all, get the city codes and then get the manufacturer's specs and send them to the adjuster, hopefully he'll approve it. You know, the adjuster's always worried about covering his ass because these things get audited and they go up the ladder.
Sure.
And so if the adjuster has got the codes all printed out and he's got all this documentation, chances are he'll approve it. But if he has to go searching for those codes and all that crap, he won't. You know, it's easier for him to just deny it.
Alexa to play 630 KHOW on
Hey, you should see that one lady that lost the court case. They put the decking on, they ran out of decking. Yeah. They only put it on half the roof, and you can just see it from there. Well, did you go out in that one?
I don't think it went out though.
Okay, and you can just see it like this. It just went like.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. Okay, let's see if we can get this Xfinity scam up. I just want to remind you, Excel Roofing is here. When they're not here, they're excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400. And Petrali Roofing, Petrali, P-E-T-R-A-L-I, petraliroofing.com, 719-375-8773. So I'm going to try to get these people on the line here. Hold on a sec. And I'm going to call them. I hope the number works. Sometimes we can't dial these numbers. I guess I should have checked. And then I'm going to give them the code number, the code you gave me. Let's see. I wrote that down here. The special code. Yes, I have it. So. What happened? Did somebody just take the line? Hello? Huh. Why aren't I getting an outside line when I dial 9? I
don't know.
Huh. There we go. There we go. So, Xfinity.
See if it comes up. See if they answer Xfinity.
Hello?
Welcome to Comcast, home of Xfinity. Para español.
You sure this isn't real?
Calls recorded for quality.
That was the number that I called back.
Main menu. Make a payment. Press 1. Change my date package. Premium channels. Press 2. To speak to a customer service representative, press 0.
I just want to try. You know what? Here's what I want to do. I want to Google that number. When you called that number back, they actually told you that they were Xfinity, and you paid that number by using what? By using what?
The eBay gift cards.
On that number you did it?
Yep.
Now, this is weird, because they have the best-sounding scam in the world, so I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah, because think about it, like, if it wasn't somebody, and, it was someone that sounded like they were from...
This is not Xfinity's phone number. I thought it was. It's just not, but... okay, let me just try that again. Didn't that sound like Xfinity or what? Okay, let's try it.
That's what I thought, and then I thought that it was...
But you're sure this is the number you called? They didn't call you. You called back this number,
and that number back.
And that's the one you gave.
That's the number they gave me, and then they called me back, and it still came up to Xfinity.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Where did you give the gift card numbers? Did you make the call? No, did you make the call to give the gift card numbers, or did you wait for them to call you back?
For quality.
All right, then that's not it. Okay, then okay. Here's what happened. When they spoofed the real number is what I'm saying. They spoofed the real number probably. But what happened is they called you back. But when they called you back, they were spoofing the real number, and you thought it was them. You checked the number out by calling, but you didn't call that number, talk to someone, and say, do you have a promotion going on with eBay gift cards?
No, I did call that exact number. I thought it was a scam, and I was like, okay.
All right, and when you called, okay,
number they called,
you called that number. You called this number, 888. I urge people to call it. I'm under certain restraint if it's a real number. That's why I'm asking people, 888-670-5647. Okay?
No, I called the Xfinity number, which is programmed in my phone, Tom, which is the, let me grab it here.
Oh, that's not what I'm, okay. And you're telling me Xfinity said that they're doing a promotion with eBay gift cards?
Yep. But
no.
It somehow had to be redirected to whoever. I was also thinking it could be somebody in their call center that somehow was taking
something happened. We have to explore this. Keith, if you called the real Xfinity number and talked to real Xfinity people, that wouldn't have happened.
About 40% of Americans carry a credit card balance, but excluding people with credit scores over 720, that number's more like 75%. Reports show that U.S. households pay an average of $1,200 a year in credit card interest. That is an astounding number. Thankfully, your untapped home equity is an easy way out of high-interest debt, and loan limits are at an all-time high, so you can use that equity to pay